All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Happy Friday, my friends. Peter, good morning to you, brother.
Good morning, Carlos. Yeah, it's a Friday, TGIF. It feels like this week has just flown by, and I want more trading. Let's hopefully get some good trading today, because it's been a weird week, hasn't it? At least I found that the trading's been a little inconsistent. Like the open hasn't been great. We've got good moves midday. It's just one of those, you got to pay attention these days.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It has not been, yes, it was good. Maybe because we had some good trades, and hopefully that can continue to today, man. Looking forward to as we end the week here on this beautiful, beautiful Friday. All right, friends, let's get to a quick look at tradingterminal.com. Again, this show is brought to you by tradingterminal.com, where you can find tons of amazing tools like our beautiful gap burst list that provides you the gap up and gap down here. And you can see a couple of stuff in the green and in the red. This morning, we'll dive into some of that. I see Battle L back on the list. This was going to be interesting today as we go into the weekend with oils and still day number 7 of the war here. So as we go into the weekend, things start to get a little more interesting as this thing continues to go longer, right? So we'll see what happens there. Friends, we'll take a look at quickly at our U.S. economic calendar, and we'll come back to that gappers list in a second.
Oh, yeah. That's right. There was some economic data that came out this morning. I need to update the stats here. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? We can do this. Unemployment rate was the first one I was looking at, and the expectation was that was going to stay stable at about 4.3%. Looks like it's gone up marginally to 4.4%. So hopefully that doesn't affect anybody here. Hourly earnings were expected to go up 0.3, went up 0.4. So anybody working on an hourly rate, did you get a 0.4% increase this month? Probably don't feel richer. I love how these are always like an average. It's not like anybody actually gets this, but it's sort of like the average house has, 1.2 kids or something like that. So I've never met anybody with 1.2 kids. In any event, we also had retail sales that came out. Was expected to be down by 0.3%, went down less than expected at 0.2%. So people are making more and spending more, apparently, or at least than anticipated. So anyways, not statistically significant overall, which means that the market is going to feel free to ignore it as it usually does. Later this morning, we do have business inventories that are coming out, and then consumer credit that's coming out at 3 p.m. So I don't expect much of a market reaction, especially on a Friday. Keep in mind, Fridays, right? We know what the market profile normally looks like for Fridays. Volume tends to taper off a little bit faster. The afternoon tends to be a little bit slower. We often don't get that much movement. That being said, this is a time of war, pseudo maybe. What's it being called? A significant military action, a movement of troops and munitions, whatever you want to call it. It just means that anything could happen at any time. So, just again, be careful in your trading. Maybe we'll have an exciting Friday afternoon. Stick with us and we'll find out.
Yep, absolutely, friends. All right, let's take a look here at our gappers list brought to you by Trading Terminal. First one on deck is Battle L. We've seen this be very active over the last couple of days. Today, go ahead, Peter.
Steve is saying I'm missing the big one, the jobs report. I don't have a jobs report. There was jobless claims yesterday, but there was no jobs coming out today, unless I missed it. Tell me where it is, but I don't see any jobless information. I got the unemployment rate. That's the only data that they had.
Yeah. How's the SPY reacting to it, by the way? Let's just go to the SPY quickly. All right, we're getting a little spike down, and we're opening lower today compared to yesterday. So let's see how things are moving here. All right. So yeah. So going back to Battle L, friends, this thing is in play. Peter, you can see here the movement over the last couple of days. As high as 20, 30 something, I think, right? Let me get the daily here. As high as 30 something here, almost 30 at least. And back and forth, back and forth. Very interesting daily. Peter, anything to add? I mean, obviously, given the conflict going on in the Middle East, this is causing some movement here. So the chokehold on the, what's the name of that little thing you can go through? What's the Moise? What? I forgot the name. There you go. The Strait of Hormuz. Yes.
What you're thinking of? Yeah.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking of. So, anything to add?
What's that thing?
That's that thing, little tight spot where they could.
Where all the oil flows.
Yeah, or we get stuck in. Yeah, if I was the country, Peter, that was in the this the country around this side, the south side. I would just do like a Venezuela. They would just cut some land and just avoid this whole entire thing. Start taxing. Well, that could be very, very. That could be a nice revenue for that.
Well,
I would do that.
Mean, it would only be good revenue for a limited period of time because most of the time you can just sail right through the strait and you're fine. I mean, it's right there. If you look at it, it's just because there's a point of land that sort of goes up and narrows the passage between I think the Red Sea and the sort of the open ocean. But
sink that, anyway. Sink that little piece, and make it, instead of 24 miles, make it 50 miles. And missile can still hit you. A missile can still hit it. It's not, doesn't work.
Sure. Yeah, why not? Right? I mean, okay. I'm sure they'll get to work on that. In any event, is the Persian Gulf. That's what it is. It's the Persian Gulf. No, the Red Sea is the other one that's on the other side of Saudi Arabia. I had it in my mind because anyways, I was looking at Egypt. So, Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. Anyways, look, whatever's happening, I doubt they're going to get on that anytime soon, Carlos. However, yes, it is a choke point, and it is a place that people are really concerned about for oil to be able to flow out of the Gulf, and the BATL, like you said, it's been on our list all week. It started last week, and we can see it's back again. You know, it's either on the gap up or the gap down. And I guess it's tradable. I mean, this is I don't know. I mean, yesterday it did move higher. I can see that here in the chart. I wasn't really watching it yesterday. I mean, look at the daily chart in these candles, right? It somehow has ended up green every day, whether it's gapped up or down, which is rare. Normally you see these, red candles once it starts to gap down. This is actually sort of quite interesting. So maybe it's worth watching. Maybe we're missing out on the fun. But I've got the impression, I again haven't watched it closely enough, Carlos, but I think when you looked at it, first off, it wasn't ever shortable, right? It hasn't been all week that I can recall, so you can only trade it to the long side. And I'm just looking at some of these candles. I mean, for a stock that's, it's $25 now. Keep in mind, just a little over a week ago, it was only a $5 stock. So some of these candles are, $1 to $2 wide on a 5-minute chart. So if this thing is moving $2 every 5 minutes, that's scary. That's just scary to me. So if you like it, why not? It seems to continue to be in play. I mean, its average volume has gone from under 1 million shares a day to around 20 million shares a day, with the high hitting 90 million shares. So yeah, like we're trading lots of volume here. So
yeah. It sure is getting lots of volume. I agree with you. It's going to be difficult to trade. I do have it on my popcorn list. I think it will be worth taking a look, especially as the day goes on today and we go into the weekend too. Go ahead, Peter.
I got to give Steve is right, by the way. There was a piece of data that I missed that here, the non-farm payrolls. Normally, I pay attention to the job report, not the non-farm payrolls. But he's right that it was an interesting measure that came out this morning. There was a forecasted, just on the economic calendar, to be 58,000 jobs created. In fact, it looks like the U.S. economy lost 92,000 jobs in the month. And it is only the second time in the last 5 years that there's been a negative job report in any given month. The last time was actually just this past December. So yeah, it's I guess that's not good. I'm not sure. I don't know much about this report to know how accurate it is, but it does seem concerning that it's off that much. The market, as usual, though, doesn't really seem concerned. I mean, it did drop. I guess this would explain why we get this big spike down here right at 8:30. You can see, and that we've actually down at the low of that spike. So thank you for pointing that out. You're right. I missed a key piece of data because nothing else would have caused this move. So that makes sense. So there you go. Maybe the market does care after all about actual economic events. Anyways.
That'll be yeah, we haven't seen that in a while. It's been just steady as she goes, and nothing seems to bother. But this one obviously reacting here a little bit to the negative side. We're already starting the session on the lower end here, down slightly, but right now you're seeing the volume coming in and the SPY reacting to it. So hey, guys, this is great for us. We need as much volatility and movement as possible into the market open. So looking forward to today, especially with this news, moving the markets around a little bit. INDO is next, heading back to our gappers list. Here we are up 25% this morning. Hard to borrow, sitting on the American Stock Exchange. Low flow at 9.5, as you can see here. So a little bit on the lower side. Not something that I love on these lower flow tickers. And they tend to trade better pre-market. Like we saw, what was that garbage we saw yesterday, Peter? Was it yesterday? That was disgusting, man. Or the day before, where it just kept halting like over and over and over again.
VCIG.
VCIG.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go back, it's actually a couple of days ago, beautiful pre-market activity leading up to about $22. Then the market open comes in and it turns into a big, big garbage truck. And it was just not tradable. So very careful with these low flow stocks. Not saying that's the case with this one, though we've seen a couple of times move up here, especially recently, Peter. Look at the gap up, sell off, gap up, sell off. Again, similar thing. Pre-market, beautiful action. Market opens and they just can't figure it out. So could happen today as well. Unfortunately, it's not shortable for Interactive Brokers, Peter. So it won't be on my list either way with this being a low flow.
Yeah, well, this is same news we were just talking about with the lack of ships being able to navigate the Strait of Hormuz. The concern is that oil prices are going to skyrocket, and the price per barrel of oil, and the manufacturers, or the producers that are somewhat insulated, that are getting their oil from other wells and sources, are benefiting. So we're seeing a whole bunch of these little ones we wouldn't normally talk about jumping up. INDO is just the latest. And it's interesting because it's going to put a lot of pressure on the U.S. administration because we know we were talking about this, Carlos, a little while ago. How if there's one thing that American voters seem to care about, it's the price of oil, and
Don't touch our oil.
yeah, well, the price of gas at the pumps, the price of oil, of course,
Yeah.
which is used in almost every manufacturing process, it feels
Oh yeah.
like, it has a big impact. So if the price of oil starts to go up significantly, that is going to cause a lot of pressure, let alone, of course, the cost of this conflict, right? Which is just astronomical. It
Mm.
blows my mind how much it's funny as you start to get all these random stats people throwing out, right? Like every time a fighter jet, if they shoot their guns for 3.3 seconds, which empties the cartridge in your average fighter jet, that's $24,000 worth of bullets right there. You know, every time they do like a bombing strike, it's like $100 billion or something crazy. Like anyways. It's just
It's wild, man. I was looking at the cost of like a Tomahawk missile, or anything from Lockheed Martin. It's like 1.5 million
yeah.
dollars for one missile. I'm like, wait, what? Come on, we could build something cheaper than that. But it's the government,
Well,
so they're gonna charge them an arm and a leg. You're gonna pay for it. But come on, you could do it cheaper.
yeah.
That's just insane. 1.5 million?
Do, do,
Seriously?
do,
Like, what are you doing here?
yeah, but
It'll cost
do
less
do you
to
want to buy
just
the cheap? you want to
No,
buy the
but
cheap missiles and the cheap bombs? Like I don't know. I don't
I
know. I
just
just
can we do
I
this here? This is not that big of a deal. I don't see why we can't. This will cost less than 1.5 million per missile. Just cut it right here. I mean, this is
what
good.
what are you
Just
looking at? You
right
cut it
there.
right here.
Just cut it right here. Like
Carlos.
now,
How
they're
how
saying the
tough could that
stray.
be?
That is not that tough. Come on, nowadays with the
Just
equipment they
make a
have you
channel right
seen
through there.
the ground diggers? Now they say this is 24 miles. Is that what it is? Like the smallest part is 24 miles? I don't believe that. That doesn't look. That looks like 5 miles. So again, we need our
What are
experts
you
to
talking about? The
like the
strait?
part right up here. This part here is 24 miles. The width of this, or did I hear
Uh,
that wrong?
I'm measuring it 81 kilometers. Probably it's about 50 clicks. Yeah,
Yeah,
39 kilometers between the tip of the land and that
that
little
is.
island that you've got there.
It's actually
So that'll be about
much.
24 miles. Yeah.
Yeah, much wider than I thought. It doesn't look like that, but yeah, I guess so. All right, so yes, this will be probably very difficult. All right,
We're just
my plans.
we're
My
measuring this right.
plans.
So Carlos,
Yeah.
your idea, I'm drawing here on the map. So that would be 35 kilometers
Mm-hmm.
times point 0.6. So it's about a 20 mile channel that you want them to dig. I mean, yeah, well,
Yeah.
where's John? We need the Army Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, we
Um,
need
they,
the operations
they,
guy,
they should be able
Mike
to do that in a
and
few days. Just cut a
John.
new channel across there.
Worst case, listen, if you provide two forms of ID, we'll allow you to shovel and dig. Just come with two forms of IDs, and we'll let you dig the ground. Why not? All right, guys. That's it for this Friday. That is our our state
Carlos,
of affairs.
solving the problems of the world.
Yes, we could do this.
How tough could it be?
Oh boy, I love
All
it.
right.
All right, guys, back to business. Back to
Love it.
business. If you started
All
if you started in a bad mood today, hopefully this made you feel better, and we made your morning. Now let's get into the business here. All right, INDO, Peter, are you gonna watch it? Low flow stock. I'm not gonna bother with it too much. You?
No, no,
Yeah, we'll leave it
no.
alone.
It
Same,
could be
same
in
here.
play, but like you were pointing out, like these things often fall out of play once the opening bell rings. So no, I don't think if you're gonna watch one of them, you might as well watch BATL. At least it's battle tested. Dad joke, pun intended.
There you go. Yeah.
As it's been on the list for the last week. So
Yeah, I agree. Let's see what this does, man. I think today, going into the weekend, this will be interesting to see, right? How it plays out. So definitely have an eye on it. It's going to be on my popcorn list. Next is IBG. IBG this morning. What do we have here? This is going down right now at the moment. It is up 20%, but it's losing some ground from the pre-market highs. Float on it is actually less than 1 million. So the fun might just be over on this thing before we even get to the market open. So again, nothing to see here, Peter. Any important news to discuss?
yeah, well, it's sort of weird that there seemed to be a little bit of social media pickup on the fact that IBG is looking at a merger. Now, this is not exactly news. They sort of announced this earlier last month, like 3 weeks ago. They announced this and reiterated that they're investigating a merger with another company. And this is a quote from their earnings call to investigate the opportunity of a dual revenue model. They want to advance their dual revenue model by merging with a company called Block Fuel Energy, which you could imagine they're a blockchain miner. What IBG is Innovation Beverage Group, which makes drinks. Does this not sound familiar? Remember when the Long Island Iced Tea Company got into crypto way
I
back
remember
when?
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
was,
this feels very similar. So this beverage group has decided that blockchain mining is maybe a thing they want to do, and it's going to create a dual revenue model. So anyways, it feels like a lot of BS bingo going on here. Uh, in any event, but again, they announced it a few weeks ago. I haven't heard anything new. Somewhere in social media, apparently, someone picked up on this and said they think it's a buy as a result, and it's getting some movement as a result. I don't think this is going to trade well unless it memes, and it could meme. We've seen it before, right? I don't want to count it out, but we need Wall Street Bets hasn't been in our conversation for a while, has it? So maybe it's time for them to swing back into action here. Come on, Wall Street Bets, meme the hell out of IBG just for the fun of it.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good.
But
Um, so we'll see. For us, I don't like it. Friends will leave that alone. Looks messy at the moment. All right, MRVL today. We gapped up this morning. Actually, gapped up last night. The party started last night after hours here. Look at this move: 76, 82, then continuing to 87, and today giving some of that back. Still up 10% this morning. This stock, Peter. We've seen it in play quite a bit. Like we have had it on our gappers list with some news, this and that. We had it on my primary list. I don't think I have ever traded it. And I know I had it on the primary list because if I have levels like this from going back on the daily, that means we put it on the primary list. We went through our levels, but I don't think I have ever traded it. And I think it's because the price action is a little bit weird for me. So I don't like it. I don't love it. I'd rather watch something else. Anything going on with them today?
They had earnings yesterday after the close, and it's just the only time we see them.
Yeah.
Almost every earnings, they pop up on the gappers list and then immediately disappear. So you're right. I think I have traded it once or twice way back when, and then said this is no fun, so decided not to do it. They beat their numbers in quarter. They guided higher for the next quarter. They, used all the great buzzwords. AI is what's driving their semiconductor chip business higher. They got an upgrade from Bank of America. Their price targets were raised, so it's all pretty much good news. They unveiled a new product line. So, it all looks good. Notice that they've been selling off all morning. They did gap up after hours yesterday. They're still in the green by 10% because they had such a big gap. So, not sure what to expect of this, but it does look like it's in play. Maybe today's its day.
Yeah.
You can tell in my voice that maybe I don't have a lot of hope, but it actually looks okay. So,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
see.
no, it does. And that's what usually ends up making it on our list because it looks good. The volume is great. I'll add it today, but for me, I don't know if it's going to stay on my primary list today. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Hey, lately we've been trading some different tickets in the usual suspects. We've been looking at PLTR a lot more often. We've been looking at TTD. Traded great yesterday for us. So who knows? Maybe today's MRVL's turn to get on that bag and wagon. Let's see what's going on here. Next is IoT. IoT this morning, we are up 8.7. Samsara, I never heard of this one, but they're up 8.6 right now, 31,000 shares traded. Float on it, let's take a look here, a massive 433 million. Peter, I'm not sure what they do, but they're here and they're moving slightly this morning.
Yeah, it looks like they had earnings after the close yesterday. I haven't heard of them either. Samsara, IoT. I guess they picked they must have gone public during the big Internet of Things push to pick that as their ticker. Looking at their numbers here, it looks like they beat their fourth quarter revenue, and they say that their profitability is improving. However, their revenue is slowing. It's still growing, but it's slowing in their forward-looking forecasts. I mean, overall, it's their guidance was good. The analysts were pretty happy. They used the AI, of course, talking about AI data and their AI agent, the AI safety coach, they're calling it, which is something they released to help with workflow automation. I don't know. All sounds lovely. With only 200, just made our list, Carlos, with over 200,000 shares traded here this morning. So while it's up almost 10%, I don't think so. Not for me.
Yeah. Same here. A few more to cover our gappers list, friends, and on the upside of things. The VG is next. This one's up 6%, 897,000 shares traded. They have been making our list in the last couple of days. You can see here on the daily, huge increase in volume the last 4 trading days, right? And today looks like it's starting in the same direction as we have 900,000 shares traded, and we are up 6.1. So clearly another one that's in play here. This morning I see Oxy down there as well. So Peter, some taking advantage of everything that's going on.
Yep, still oil and gas. So that's why they're moving. They did get a price increase, a target price increase from Wells Fargo. But other than that, it's the same story as what we were talking about with some of the other oil and gas
Yeah.
producers you're seeing on the list, like INDO and Battle and those other ones.
Yeah. Actually, again, we used to trade this quite a bit in the past. It seems to be one of the most stable ones out of all of these for me personally.
Hmm.
So I do like Oxy. I think today, given how some of these stocks are going to be stuck for the weekend after the close later tonight, will be interesting to see how they end up closing. Do they expect it's going to get worse over the weekend? Do they expect it's going to be more resolved? And I think that's going to play a part, at least in the sentiment, if this thing's going to move or not today. So I am going to add Oxy to the list. I do have Battle L at the, I keep saying Battle. It's not Battle. It's Bat L here at the bottom. As a popcorn, it's a little more risky. But again, pick your favorites. There's plenty of them that some might not even be on this list here, but there's plenty of them that you could look at this morning. Last but not least is JD. We don't look at this as we used to, but here's JD of 3.1, 990,000 shares trade. So big pop for them today. Given their daily makes it look big. It's not only 3%, but given how their daily's been, very interesting. Like we're in a downtrend, but the candles are green. Yeah, you don't normally see that. So it's like I had to
Yeah.
my head is twerking a little bit here. Like what's going on? But I get it here. We're gapping down. Yeah, it's very weird to see that. Hey,
My
green
head is
candles.
twerking.
Like, I'm just like twitching here. But yeah, it's gapping down, sold up, gap down, pushed up, gap down, pushed up. So they're all green. So very interesting. But today we're gapping up, and are we going to do the opposite? Push down, Peter? What are we doing here?
I don't know, JD. You're right. It looks odd. I mean, it looks like they had earnings after the close yesterday, so that's why they're gapping up. They actually they missed on their earnings per share, but they beat on revenue. So they declared a good dividend, $1 per share dividend. So they're giving some money back. They I don't know, they've got a good growth number, and it's supported by the fact that by the way, Beijing, actually China, announced a growth target of about 4.5 to 5% expected for this fiscal year, the 2026 fiscal year. So they're getting a little bit of support from the government there, in indirectly and unintentionally. JD, yeah, I don't know, Carlos. Maybe because it's gapping up, it's gonna sell off. So you're gonna get an up but red candle just to keep your head twerking. I got an
There you
image of
go.
your
You-
head twerking. So,
just like those bobbleheads that are nonstop. I did get it from Hong Kong. I got a cat. I got one of the those. A cat that got the hand, and he's just nonstop. It's got the hand moving down like this, so it's pretty nice.
mhm.
I picked it up from Hong Kong and it's there in the office somewhere. It's by the window because you need the sunlight to kind of keep it going with the battery and everything. So good stuff. All right, Peter, that covers our gap up. Yeah, I don't see anything else that we haven't touched on. Yeah, we're good. That is everything on the gap up list. Anything that you like this morning that might not be on here?
It's amazing to me how every day this week we've sort of been, we've been waffling back and forth. We start green, the pre-market is all green, all red, all green, all red. So we're back to all red today. Okay, here we are. Everything's red. So really, I don't have much. JD, I think with their earnings and the statement out of the Chinese government in Beijing, we're seeing that Baidu, JD, PDD, a lot of those are green. It's the only place that I've got. We talked about Marvell, which had their earnings again gapped up but selling off here this morning. So sort of interesting to see what could happen with that one. I got nothing else that's green really. That's it. Everything else is red. I mean, silver and gold prices up marginally this morning. Uh, yeah, no, Carlos, everything we have to talk about
Yeah,
is going to be on the downside, including crypto
yeah.
prices, which are down this morning, by the way, back below 70,000. Not good for crypto, especially heading into the weekend. We'll see where it
Wow.
goes, but yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
red.
this list just tripled like in the matter of a couple of minutes here, and
Yeah,
you could see, as you mentioned, everything hitting that 2% between 2 and 3. These are just moving with the overall market. So, you got everything here. As you mentioned, NVDA, AMD, everything on deck this
wow.
morning,
And
gapping down.
maybe maybe that non-farm payroll report is having more impact than I would have given it credit. So thank you for pointing it out, people, because I'd missed it on my economic calendar. But yeah, ever since we had the initial pop down, the market attempted a recovery, but we've been selling off ever since. So yeah, here we are at some lows, and it's looking sort of negative heading into this weekend. But again,
Yeah.
right, we've seen rapid changes when the opening bell rings. I'm not going to make too big of an assumption, but yeah, it's not looking good at the moment.
Yeah, sure it's not. Friends, if you haven't done so on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. We're sitting at 82 likes. We'd love to be closer to 400 when we get there. I know it's early, but let's see if we can do that today. All right, let's look at what's gapping down. We're going to focus on the top big numbers here, 19, 17, and maybe 8. And then we will look at some sectors. We got Bitcoin. We got, what is this, QBTS. We got Quantum on here, travel companies as well, American Airlines gapping down some more, and then we have all our usual suspects. So let's go that route and see if we can find something that we can continue to add to our list here. Here's Alloy, if I spell it correctly. That's not it. O-A-O-Y. It's just one. Oh, I'm doing too much here. One letter of each, Carlos. There it is. There you go. You got it now. That's one letter of each. You know what happens to me a lot, man? It happened to me yesterday. I was going to go to apple.com to look at the new stuff that they released, I guess, this week, and I kept typing AAPL, and then like yes,
You can't spell
like I
Apple
kept
anymore.
typing it with
get
two A's. I'm like, why am I? What's
Yeah.
going on? What's not coming up? And actually, something came up, like some apples.com website. I'm like, this apples.com website must get a lot of traffic. That's a good name to have because you're gonna get people that have no business being there. But yeah, it's weird, man, how that happens. But here it is, Alloy this morning. We are down 20%. Volume is extremely light. Yeah, this is garbage. I don't see anything I love here at all. Given how the market is today, this is not going to be on my list, Peter. Anything to add?
Secondary offering here. They're issuing shares at $18.50. I'm surprised to see it actually move below that. Normally it goes to that price, but not beyond. But yeah, we don't like to trade those types of news events.
Yep, we sure don't. We leave that alone. And let's continue here with the next one. INGM. There it is, INGM. Another one that is also not getting a whole lot of volume. It is down pretty. This just came up. Wasn't here earlier. Oh no, it is actually 17%. Down 17%, but yeah, it just looks messy. Look at the daily too. Had popped up to 26, hung out there for a little bit, and it just might be just coming back to its regular trading activities with very little volume. Float on it is 21 million. Yeah, we're gonna have so much better stuff to look at, friends. This is not gonna be one of them. Peter, some up and down on this one.
Also, a secondary offering, 22 and a quarter is the price on that one. So, yeah, it's also not good.
Yeah, we'll leave it. And then let's take a look. PDYN, another one that was active yesterday. We saw it on the list.
Right.
How did it actually trade? PDYN. This was, yeah, great pre-market activity. Dive even before the market opened. And then they actually trade not bad. Decent move here. So not too bad after the bell. Peter, great daily on this one. Good volume yesterday. Today already 389. Nothing compared to what it did yesterday, but could be in play for a second day this morning.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yesterday it was moving because of the earnings that we talked about. The earnings were pretty good, which pushed it higher. I'm surprised to see it gapping down as much as it is today. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this company. I mean, but I guess with the relatively large rise compared to its normal movement, it's just giving some back today. I don't think it's going to be in play. We have to keep in mind this is a stock whose normal daily volume sits around 1.5 million shares. You know, yesterday had a good day with 41 million shares traded, but that's way above average. So I think today we're going to head back towards 1.5, maybe 2 million shares. I mean, it only has 400,000 traded this morning, so that's not enough volume for me. So I don't think I'm going to spend any time watching it.
Yeah, I don't like it here. Let's do just two more here. GAP this morning. Is it earnings for them? I know we see them once in a while when they do earnings. If I look at, last night, big drop for them. So not doing great there, Peter. Down 9.7, very light volume. Normally does not trade very well. Again, as I mentioned, these retail companies rarely do they give us good day trading action.
Yeah, retail is just a tough place from a trading perspective because they just don't trade well. They missed their numbers. Had a tough quarter for the Gap. Their Athletica brand was down 10% in the quarter, but overall, they weren't down that much. They think that in 2026 they're going to be able to grow the business about 2 to 3% total, but that's less than what the market wanted because they wanted around 3 to 3.5. So in any event, the gap is down, not tradable, I don't believe. I don't expect it to be.
Yeah, and yeah, rather look at some usual suspects like PLTR or CoreWeave. I mean, even AVGO at this point would probably be better than that one. Let's take a look. Actually, no, we'll stop here, Peter. Let's see if you have some earnings that we have to cover, and then let's see what else. Maybe some of our usual suspects that you have on deck this morning.
One that never gets volume, but at least pre-market, Costco Wholesale. Everybody knows Costco. Probably most of you have a Costco membership out there somewhere. Maybe. I don't know. I wonder how many people actually have a Costco. How many memberships
Yeah,
do they have?
I was never
Anyway,
a Costco guy. I'm a BJ guy.
no.
BJ's was my thing. Yeah, yeah. Costco. My wife now that we're married, my wife likes Costco more.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I'm not sure.
It's interesting because they make most of their money off of the memberships. So,
Mm.
um, I mean, they do sell at cost for a lot of items, and it's a real big business. So they sell a lot of those memberships. But anyways, they had a lot of membership upgrades. By the way, and then they made a lot of money on their executive memberships as well, which is usually not a good deal for most people unless you got a big family and you're shopping a lot at Costco because they convince you to pay the extra money and you get cash back, but the cash back rarely pays for it unless you're like if you're renovating your house or building a new place and you need lots of stuff. There's that, I suppose, or I don't know. If you've got like five boys, then probably you're going to get all your money back, and it makes sense. But I've never gotten my money back off of an executive. So there, well, Salim's saying he got $200 back last year. So that just shows you bought way too much stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I go to our local grocery store here. They have what I call the consolation prize because it used to be when you spent more than $250, they now increased it to $350. But if you buy more than 350 at any given, visit to the grocery store, they give you like a free gift of something, and it's something that
It's
they either have bought too much of, or it's a
yeah.
pack of batteries. Look,
Listen, this business model, if you look for that, I
here.
find it so weird, this business model.
I,
Uh
I've got consolation prizes right here. I have so many batteries, I don't know what to do with. So you can tell that I spent more than $350 a couple of times on
what
groceries, and this
what are you
happened to
what
be
are
the
you
thing.
getting
And I
ready for
got
like
one that's open.
Armageddon? Like what are you doing with all
Well,
these
no, that's because they
batteries?
they they give it away for free. I don't know. Anybody need batteries? I got all these batteries. I don't know what to do. I got
And
another one
what
that's
brand
open
is
there.
that? Is that like a is that
Who
Chinese writing
buys
on the brand? What is
who
that?
who? No, it's like their in-house brand because it's like President's Choice. It's
Oh, it's
their
script. Okay, got it. There you
yeah.
go.
It's like their
I love how
in-house
they use
brand.
the Duracell colors. They use the big brand
Yeah.
colors.
This is
If
like,
you're half blind,
but I
you're
mean,
gonna pick that up thinking it's Duracell.
there's
Yeah.
76 batteries in here, and I've got three of them. How many batteries do you need nowadays? Like nothing uses batteries. Everything's like a USB rechargeable plug-in.
Everything's
So
chargeable.
I really
Yeah.
don't know what to do with these.
Just don't use
Anyways.
that on anything you need. Like, don't use that on your smoke detectors or anything. That
Yeah.
battery,
All
I
right.
don't know.
Anyways.
All right.
Yeah. So,
All right, friends. That's Costco. Anything else, Peter?
yeah. What are we talking about? Oh yeah. I think that we got to just watch across the board here. Boy, this market is still dropping, and NVIDIA and the semis are dropping with it. We've got Tesla that's on its way down here. Like all the big stuff is moving lower here this morning. So I think we got to keep a sharp eye on this market. It's not looking favorable right now. But maybe this is it. Maybe this is finally when the drop happens. We're at the low end of this whole range. So let's see. I don't know. We'll find out what happens this morning. But yeah, I'm going to watch the usual suspects because they tend to move well when the market really sort of gets going in a direction. And right now, it's going in a direction. So.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Teslas of the world today are going to be fun to watch as well. I'm going to fill my list a little bit later. I will be adding some of those on here, but I'll stay with MRVO and Oxy for now. But I will add some stuff. But let's get to you guys. See what you guys like this morning. Let's start here in our chat on X and also on YouTube. What do you guys have on deck? And we'll pull up some tickers here that we can look at. AVGO. Let's take a look here. AVGO this morning.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
usual
trade
suspect.
desk.
Oh yeah, what's up? Trade desk TTD.
Somebody wanted us to look at the trade desk. We should
Okay.
have looked at it. It was a good mover yesterday.
It's a great move
You
yesterday.
ended up you had a good
Yeah.
trade on it, Carlos,
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
it ended up just at the open. The rest of the day, it sort of went sideways, but it did
Went
make a
sideways.
decent move. Like you had to be very patient though. It was a little slower than you're used to, I think, for an
Yes.
open trade, but not bad. I think today the excitement's going to be out of it though. I expect the volume to ramp right down. Like yesterday, it had sort of 80 million shares traded, 82 million shares traded, but on average, it's only trading like 14, 15 million. I think we're going to be back to that today. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I oh jeez, I agree. You guys got to see the
Alex is
pictures being
always very
shared here.
fast with
Yeah. With the AI,
the
he's
AI
quick.
generated pictures.
Yep.
Apparently, I'm shopping for batteries.
He's very very quick with that. TTD, I like it as moving down into the gap down list here. So I think that looks interesting. But again, how well it's going to trade, I'm not sure. Good possible, man. You know what? It treated us so well yesterday. Why not add it to a secondary list? It was so nice. So TTD,
Huh?
uh,
Okay.
we'll take a look on how it looks here. We need to get volume though. If we don't get the volume we did yesterday, like you mentioned, Peter, that's going to be the big thing here. Are you going to get this volume? Because even with this much volume, almost 3 to 4 times more than what it normally does, it took a long time. Like it was very, very slow, and hopefully it's a little bit faster today. All right, so you guys mentioned in PLTR this morning. Yes, usual suspect, PLTR. Just pick your favorite today. Same thing here. Look at the drop with the SPY moving lower. So just pick your favorite when it comes to the usual suspects. So I'm trying to find stuff that might not be on the usual suspects list, like a PLTR. Hood is another one. Let's look at some of the Bitcoin stuff. Hood is down. Coin looks good. Coin looks good. I like coin. I am going to put coin right in here. And I like the fact that the daily way is set up too for this gap up that we have here. We have some space to go lower if we're going to continue short. I like it. I like it better than the hood this morning. I think the daily looks so much cleaner. So I'm gonna, yeah, much cleaner. I'm gonna go with a coin for today. All right, what else, friends? Let's take a look here. What do we have here over on X? Anything on X? No, X is talking about AAA batteries from Costco. And let's take a look at what we have in our chat here, friends. Nothing either. Okay, yeah, I think it's a usual suspects list, really. One more INTU. INTU, no, it's just no volume. This is Intuit. It doesn't trade very well. No, not one that I'm gonna keep an eye on. All right, last one for real now. MSTR. So this one here, same thing, right? Very similar to Coin, Hood, and some other ones that are on deck this morning. If you like this one, this looks good too, actually. This looks good too. MSTR actually looks really nice. I'm gonna add this to my secondary. All right, there it is. I said I'm gonna stop here because I'm gonna leave the rest of the space for the usual suspect. I'm gonna add NVDA, I'm gonna add Tesla, and either MU or PLTR or Core. We will see which one looks better in a couple of minutes here. But before we jump into that, let's take a look at our community and what's happening for today. Just want to let you guys know we have a new funded page here that continues to get updated with some pretty cool stuff. So you can always come there, hit the funded account, look at that. Now we got a video from Andrew here, very nice. So take a look at that, what's going on there. And then you can see the leaderboard on who's received a payout up to 10,000. So take a look at that. Very nice to see people do their thing there. But if you want to see what's happening, click on webinars, scroll down, and Peter's going to let you know what's happening on this beautiful Friday.
Well, we don't usually have a lot of events on a Friday as we like to sort of ease into the weekend. However, we do regularly schedule the boot camp prep meeting for anybody that signed up for the Peak Capital boot camp and the next iteration. The next one starts in May. It's never too early, sorry, to get ready for it. And Fridays is when you get an opportunity to sort of go into the prep meeting and start to get your mindset in the right place for what is a pretty intensive course. We're about 2/3 of the way through the current one, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that are really focused on their growth and their trading. And I had my team meeting yesterday, and I was really happy with the conversation and the comments that we had. So if you want to join that boot camp, I'm telling you, you got to be ready for it, though. It's not for the faint of heart. But if you really want to sort of rapidly improve your maturity on your trading, the boot camp's the way to do it. So go to pcapitaltrading.com and you can find the information. If you want to go to this prep meeting at noon, well, sign up now and then you can be part of that. If you've already signed up, then you should have the email. You know where to go. You basically go to the website and you click on the webinars, the meetings actually tab, and you'll find the link there to the Google Meet where you can join them. But that's what we've got today. Nothing happening at the Bear Bull Traders. We don't have any webinars. It's just the chat room, which is open, of course, all day. We're going to be very active, I think, today. It looks like this market is moving. Maybe not in the direction you want, but it is moving this morning. So maybe we'll get a nice active Friday. Let's see where we go. If you want to join us in that chat room all day, go to bearbulltraders.com and you can pick the membership option that is right for you. So it's hopefully you will see you there if you're not already a member. If you're out there on YouTube, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and a like. It helps with the growth of the channel, and it makes Carlos and I feel warm and tingly inside. So we do appreciate that. And hopefully we'll see lots of thumbs, lots of likes. Anyways, all right, Carlos, let's set some levels here. Let's get ready for this open. It looks like it might actually be a very active one.
Yeah, it sure does. All right, I got my list here, friends. MRVL, Oxy, I got Coin, I got NVDA and Tesla, and then I got some secondary stuff, TTD, MSTR, and BAT-L for entertainment here. As it tries to go up to 27.25, which is the high of the pre-market. I think these oil tickers are going to be very interesting today. But let's see what we got going on here. Let's start with MRVL, high of the pre-market right now, all the way up at 86.50. The low is being tested twice here, 82.58. So I'm going to mark that there. You can see on the daily how you have that kind of support resistance area. This is a big level. This 82.60. You can see here how much touches you have either as support or resistance. There's just a lot going on there. So you definitely want to have that down on your list, my friends. Towards the top, we're going to mark down right over here, 84.37. This is kind of midpoint between the high and the pre-market, high and the low of the pre-market. I got some older levels from when we saw this, who knows how long ago. So I'm going to keep those there. But the one you should have above the pre-market high, 88.54. Seems to be a good one, still playing a part here, so keep that there. And I got 89.96. It's probably going to go back some ways there, but we'll see. So 89.96 and 88.54. Keep those there towards the top. And then towards the bottom, I don't think you need to add anything. You got a lot of highs and lows for the last two trading days on here. There's a big gap between the low of the pre-market and the next level, which is the high of yesterday. So I think you can put a level right in here, which makes perfect sense. 81.47. You slam one there, you can see how well that does as far as the support and resistance you're getting. It's not a big level. Big major levels are this right here. If you look at the bigger picture, you can see where you're seeing all this major resistance, a lot of touches. You kind of in the middle of a lot of candles. There's not a lot of change in directions, but the higher level and the lower level, you can see a lot of change in directions, and that usually makes that level a lot stronger. So definitely want to have those down as well. All right, if we look at Oxy next year, again, I think these are going to be interesting today. I could be completely wrong. But just like the weatherman, I think nobody cares if they're wrong or not. But just keep an eye on them. I think they're going to be very exciting. 55.10 is a good one. Towards the bottom, highs and lows of the last two trading days, doing a great job there. You could mark down the low of the pre-market. It's just slightly below 2 days ago high. So right on there, 55.68. And then towards the top, you do have 56.36. So this is Oxy. I also have BAT-L. Again, tons of other oil energy type companies that you can watch this morning. I'm going to keep those two for now. Here's Coin. I like to drop on Coin. I like how clean the daily looks compared to like Hood. I think MSTR also looks pretty nice as well, so you can keep an eye on that one. The daily not as clean as Coin in my opinion, so I'm gonna keep an eye on this, guys. Coin right now, low of the pre-market 196.62. The high is going to be, I'm sorry, below that you're gonna have a 86.43, a great level there. This is where you had the gap up earlier this week. And if we could get down to that, could be very nice. Towards the top, you don't have to mark the high of the pre-market, as it's right on the previous day close, literally by probably a couple of cents off there. So you're good. And then you have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days above that. So you're set on coin pretty easy as far as levels goes. NVIDIA is going to be easy as well because we've just been stuck in this back and forth. So a lot of resistance and support above the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. So you can see there that range was just kind of stuck between that going back and forth. High of the pre-market on NVIDIA, 182.77, and then it's going to mark down the low, 178.83. Once you do that, you're pretty much set. Just keep that range and see, can we break out of this range, right? We've just been kind of going back and forth. And don't get me wrong, if you can catch a trade from 79 to 182 and 182 to 79, that's a good trade on NVIDIA. So even within this range, I think you still have some opportunities to find a good day trading move. Tesla, similar situation, stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. Their highs pretty much the previous day close. Their low of the pre-market is pretty much just below the low from yesterday. We'll add it here, 397.84. And similar to NVIDIA, once you do that, I think you don't need to add anything else. You're pretty set when it comes to that one. All right, Peter, we'll let you do your thing and tell us what the team is watching.
Well, I want to give a big shout out to Brian. I see him typing. Maybe I'm not sure if he's one arm typing in the chat room, but it looks like he's back. And we know he had surgery earlier this week. So good to see you up and about. I know you're probably not feeling that hot. I don't know if you're actually going to try and trade today or even hang out here, but good to know that you're out there, that you're good, or at least alive. I don't know how good you are. In any event, our mods, what are they watching? Well, Brendan's got his list, and he's going to be watching NVIDIA, AMD, Circle of Internet, CRCL, and of course Marvell. I decided to put Marvell on my list as well. I got JD, and then the usual cast of characters: PLTR, AMD, NVIDIA, and Tesla. Although I have resolved not to trade in the opening 5 minutes, it has not been going well for me the last few days. Brian does have a list in. He's going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, AMD, and PLTR, so some usual suspects. Mike is going to be watching AMD and NVIDIA, and of course the scanners, as he always does. And Thor, he's got his list in, his futures, and then of course on the stock side, he's going to be watching Apple, AMD, Google, and Tesla. So that's what we got so far. I don't see Andrew yet with his list. I'm sure he'll be in here momentarily and get his stuff up and running. Whatever you're watching, let's be smart with it, guys. It is a Friday. It does look like things are pretty active today. Don't make too much of an assumption on direction here. We this whole move down, remember, it started at 8:30 with, it looked like, some economic news that came out in the non-farm payrolls, which was significantly showed contraction versus the expected growth. So I don't know. We could see a change of opinion here as the market opens. I'm just going to sit and watch, let the market dictate where it's going to go, and see if we can take advantage of that at the time. So whatever we do, again, you don't want to go into this weekend, Carlos, doing what? Regretting.
You want to go up regretting and breaking your rules. Want to stay disciplined,
Yes,
and make sure that on Saturday morning when you're having that pancake, you're feeling good about your execution and discipline. All right, friends, take care. We'll leave you with Brian and Andrew in the chat. We're going to continue here on X and YouTube. You guys have an amazing trading day, and happy Friday to you guys. See you a little bit later. All right, so we were for those on X, I think, because I got the question yesterday. I got the question about what happens in the chat room at this time. So me and Peter, let's start at the beginning. 8 a.m. Jared comes on at 8 a.m. He does engineering the markets. Then me and Peter come on at 8:30. We stream here on YouTube, on X, and also in the chat room. But now when we disconnect, what happens is Brian and Andrew come on in our members with our chat room, and they trade live, right? So it's not the same broadcast you're seeing here into the chat room, the membership, right? So if you want to see that, you can head over to bearwithtraders.com and get access to those guys there trading live. So, all right.
Brian's trading with one arm. He's got his other arm in a sling. I can see the empty sleeve hanging there. Look at him. He's
yes.
Wow.
He's trooping it. I like that.
Yeah, he's pushing through. He missed us. He missed the chat room. He's back.
Yeah,
so
becomes
right.
part of the routine, right? Trading becomes part of
it does.
What you
it
do.
Does.
Yeah, so I get it. All right, I am going to set up here. Yes, 1 minute, 5 minute. We had such a great webinar, guys. Thank you for those that showed up yesterday. Had an amazing time. We had about 80 people show up, which is a lot for me. I don't get a lot of people show up to my webinars. So I like that. It was fun. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, I'm
Good.
not like a Andrew where Andrew get like 200 people. I get 80. Listen, I get 20 people show up. I was happy. When I first logged in, it was like 30 people. I was like ecstatic. I'm like, oh yeah, we got 30 people in here. Let's rock and roll. And next thing you know, with a couple of minutes, it went up to 80. I was happy. I was like, oh, people actually want to learn. Love
Okay,
it.
well, there you go.
Love it.
People wanted to know what you had to say. That's
Yeah,
good.
that was a lot of fun. Um, all right, let's see. NVIDIA, Tesla. I hope I'm not wasting my time watching MRVL and Axie on my list today. Those are a little questionable, but I don't know. Well, not
Well,
wasting my time. I hope
you
I'm not
never know.
wasting a slot. I'm not wasting a slot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the better
Oh,
language.
get this NVIDIA having really sold off here this morning. Tesla also. Exact same pattern on both of them. Tesla looks exactly like the SPY. And NVIDIA looks like it's dropped even more heavily. So,
Yep. Oh, very good.
Andrew and Brian are both in the chat room, ready to go. We're ready earlier than we normally are, Carlos. So it's
Yeah,
it's good.
it's good.
Getting
Yeah.
ready for this open. I was taking a look through my stats yesterday, and I said, like on average, I'm basically break even with my open trades. And yesterday was a loss right at the open that I
Mm-hmm.
had to make back. And I'm like, why? You know what? I don't. I can trade early, like while we're here, but I don't think I need to trade in the opening like minute. I'm
Right.
gonna try and
Yeah. You
wait.
don't gotta take off at. Those are hard trades,
Yeah,
man. I've been training the
they
open,
are.
Peter, for a long time, and I still find it difficult to do what Andrew and some other traders do, where they get in like minute one or two. That's tough.
I
It's
know.
really hard,
I,
So, um, and I laid it out as I'm just not that type of trader. No matter how much I would like to get in on minute two and get a 5 hour
wow.
move, I'm just not that type of trader.
Look at Netflix. Netflix is jumping up here. Maybe it's going to break 100. It's gone green. There's hope. There's hope in the market.
There's hope. All right, friends, as
Final
we are
disaster.
almost 45 seconds to the market open, take this opportunity to hit that thumbs up. We're at 200 likes. We'd love to be at 400. Again, it helps us out a ton. And this is the time where we have the most viewers. So it's the time that we have the highest opportunity to make that happen. So thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. And we'll be hitting the bell here in a second.
Mm.
All right. Andrew is at a BBT. So go to bearbertraders.com. Scroll to the bottom, see some of the memberships. You can see Andrew trade live in the chat room. Him and Brian are in there now, ready to go. They're all set. And here we go. And they're off. See what the action is. MRVL. Doing some stuff. We got our Atlas. We got our SPY charts. Keeping track of everything.
And guess what I did, Carlos?
What did you do? You
what,
took a
what did I
trade.
say I wasn't going to do?
You
And
did the
what did I
Brian.
do? I'm already in a trade.
You did the
I
Brian.
got in NVIDIA long, and I just thought
Yep.
this feels overdone. If it started to move, and it started to move the minute before the market opened, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna
Hey,
jump in here.
it
And
is what it is,
oh my
man.
God, I am
Why
like,
not?
anyways. So here I am. I
It's
got the
working.
trade up on the screen. It's working so far. This thing could reverse at any point, but let's
Hold the
there you go.
line. I like that.
Oh my, oh, it's coming.
Yeah, this is good. This a good pullback. It's a good pullback if it can hold here. Get more buyers in
if
the
it can
game.
hold.
There it is. There it is.
There we go. Come on, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Get the buyers to join the party.
Mm,
MRVL.
come on.
Very good.
181. There, we'll take another partial. Yeah.
Tesla lower. NVDA trying to, yeah, come on, NVIDIA. You could do it. How's Atlas looking? I don't got NVIDIA up. Let's take a look. Atlas pretty balanced out on NVIDIA. So there's no significant imbalance as far as the level 2 at the moment. So hopefully just continue on this way without letting that affect it. So.
I feel very
Oh, there you
sheepish about
go.
this trade.
No, why?
Very
It's a good trade.
sheepish, but
It's a good trade.
uh, I said I wasn't gonna do it though. That's I
Yeah,
should have just
I
kept my
get
mouth
that.
shut.
Yeah, just keep your mouth shut. Like, don't say it. Just,
Mm-hmm.
just be cool. Be cool. Be cool. I get that. I get that very much.
All right. Well, what's Marvell doing? Oh, Marvell popped up here at the
Yeah, it
open.
did. Yeah, and it did a nice engulfing man off the VWAP.
Hmm.
Give me 1 second, Peter. I gotta take a call.
Okay. Yeah, no, you go do that. Guys, I'm still watching my NVIDIA trade here. I'm hoping that it's going to pop higher. I mean, we closed yesterday at 183.34. So, I got lots of room to the top side. As long as it doesn't come back through 180 and stop me out. Maybe I could be great to have an all-day trade. It's like, what's the worst part of this, guys? I'm looking at my own data here. When I got into this trade, 9:30 and 4 seconds. I waited all of 4 seconds after the opening bell. Oh my goodness. Oh my. All right. Okay. I noticed AMD also popped up. So the semis are moving. Well, now, of course, that I'm in it, I'm like, oh, it's unfortunate that I did it with a smaller size because, at least when I said I wasn't going to jump in early, I said, well, if I'm going to do it, let's not go full size just in case. So I suppose that's some small comfort, but I don't know. I don't know, Frank. If Peter indicator, what would that indicator tell you exactly? I'm not sure what value that would provide, but there we go. The SPY and the Qs are still heading lower here. This might drag NVIDIA right down with it here. It's coming back distressingly close to my entry. See where things go. Oh, wow, Apple has just been selling off all morning. No, NVIDIA's breaking through VWAP here, which is not good. Now, okay, what else we got? JD, pretty choppy at the open as you'd expect. Marvell, like we said, made us a move higher. You can see that on the screen. We've got PLTR, which made an initial move higher. Now it's just sort of chopping sideways. Uh, Rigetti, Robinhood, Costco. Not doing much. Costco doesn't often do much. What What is what about BATL? Oh, I got taken out. Taken out at break even on the rest of my NVDA trade. Came right down to 180. BATL made an initial move higher and then retraced. Boy, that's a big move for this stock. 25 to $29 and then back again. Ugh, that's just that's too much risk for me.
All
I
right.
can't
All
handle
right.
it.
I'm back, my friends. Sorry about that.
That's too bad. Well, I was hoping that maybe I could stay in Nvidia for the long term, but came right back to my entry. I'm out at the rest at break even.
Yes, yes, but that's still a good trade. I mean, again, one of the things that we were talking about yesterday too is the continuation, right? We're not getting that continuation at times, but still a good trade, man. I think you're in early enough.
Mm.
Um, let's see,
Here we go
coin
now.
Axie. Uh, Spy kill me today. What's the spy up to? Damn, Spy is showing more
It's
weakness even
down,
after
yeah.
these numbers. Yeah, these numbers came out and it's dropping more even here at the open. Should be interesting. Look at Tesla. Um, look at Tesla here. That could have been a nice 5 minute ORB on Tesla.
Tesla?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it's a good pullback, man. You might not get lower than this here.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
right, and that's the problem we're seeing. Like you don't get the continuation. But if the SPY
No.
continues to drop, you might get it if the SPY continues to drop. So we'll have to see.
Oh, it's just a shame that I got stopped out there on NVIDIA. As I'm out, Andrew's going long on NVIDIA. He's just
Mm.
jumping in here.
That's his trade off the VWAP.
Yeah.
Yeah, VWAP breakout. Yeah, that's his thing. All right, Melanie's telling us to
Uh,
brace ourselves.
brace ourselves.
Yeah, what is happening,
Brace,
Melanie?
brace, brace.
What do you know that we don't
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, exactly. What information have you got?
Yeah,
Share with the class.
let's read the notes out loud. Uh, yes, yes. TTD, MSRT, BAT L. Wow, hit 29. Um, Not an easy
Mm.
trader. How's Oxy doing the same
Yeah.
thing? Hmm.
Mm. Ah, cool.
Uh, uh, Nothing for me yet, friends. Still looking.
Oh, I must be cold because I'm not feeling well. So, because normally the heat from the devices in here keeps me plenty warm. But all right, Rigetti's not doing much. This is not what's happening with BATL. Oh, it's dropping back down here.
Mm,
I should probably have some breakfast too. I didn't get any breakfast this morning. I wasn't feeling
yeah,
it.
some energy will be good. Some fuel. I hope it's not gonna be into this choppy type day. All right, nothing yet, friends. What are you guys doing in chat? What are you guys dabbling with? Arcat, we saw that a couple of days ago.
Not Danger Han. Ate a bunch of pasta salad for breakfast. That sounds good. I could do that for breakfast.
That's a
Pasta
salad,
salad.
huh?
I mean, I could do some pasta. Maybe I'll make myself some pasta. I'll have to do that a
Never go
little later.
wrong.
Yeah, Tesla is hanging out here at the low. It's below 400 again. I thought maybe it got over 400 and was going to be able to hang out there, but it looks like it's well, we'll see what happens here. NVIDIA hasn't gone very far. Andrew got in long, but it hasn't rewarded him yet. Still hanging out
Yeah,
at the round 181. Again, remember it closed yesterday at 183.30, so there's room, but I mean its low was really low yesterday. Like it hit a
yeah,
low of under 178, so it had a big range. That one big move that happened right around noon was just crazy.
yeah,
And really no, anyways, I was watching and it's like no sign that that was going to start. It just did. Just went.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Uh,
Mike, I am not still long NVIDIA. I got stopped out at break even, unfortunately, right at the bottom of that spike because it just went under 180 and stopped me out, which is sucks for me. So that's too bad. Otherwise, I would happily still be in there.
PLTR.
I could have given it a few
Just
cents, I suppose. That would have been logical, but I did not do that. All right, now NVIDIA looks like it might want to go to a new high. There it is. Once again, Andrew's getting his move. He's the man, the master, the myth.
yeah, nothing for me, friends, yet. I want to move. Oxy. Yeah, I don't see anything I like. Uh, Spy's trying to hold. AVGO. Yeah, I saw AVGO breaking out here. Above the previous day close. You got a couple of tickers doing that. Ooh, Oxy. Got a nice little dive here. Look at this thing. Wow, what happened? Any news break on Oxy? That seems rather aggressive the way he's dropping here. Coin. TTD, some more weakness on TTD today, guys. Already down, not much, 50 cents from where we would have entered off of VWAP break our 5-minute ORB. Yeah, that call messed me up. That call came at the wrong time. But I had to take it. That was not good. Tesla, NVIDIA. NVIDIA might go here, guys. Andrew's long already. He already taken some partials right at the top here. Probably using Market Atlas to see what the support is, the volume is. Because it's take us right there. And there it is. There is the move. Partial from Andrew.
There is the move. I
There's
know.
the
Andrew's
move.
the
Yes.
man. I said. Yep.
Yes. There it is. 181. And friends, I got a lot of questions. How do you see Andrew trade live? You head over to our Bear Traders chat room. Head over to beartraders.com and you can sign up. Try it out for a week. $39 gets you in for a week. See if what's this about. Is it for you? Is it not for you? You don't gotta commit for a whole year. Try it out for a week and see if it makes sense, right? But yeah, I'll find that you will enjoy yourself in there. All right. NVIDIA to the moon. Coin struggling. Oxy down. MRVL just sideways right now. and no trades for me. Anyone shorting back on TTD? Yeah, TTD was a good short. I mean, I think that the setup was good here. And it actually moved a lot faster than yesterday. So that was a good 5 minute ORB. And if you look at the 5 minute range, so I like these candles. See that? Opens up, shoots up. Look at the selling pressure pushing it down. And then you get this pullback. That's our entry. And this is great selling pressure, right? And I wonder how the Atlas looked around that time. Probably very bearish, right? But yeah, this is nice. Look, it's gonna go some more too. Much faster than yesterday. So.
Oh, look at Tesla hitting a new low.
Yeah, Tesla dropping lower. Love a new user says, but we don't want to leave you and Peter alone. I get it, but you know what? It's all about what fits your style better. So
Yeah.
it's where you're gonna make the most bang for your buck, and where you're gonna make the better trading. So we
we
understand.
won't be alone. Besides,
Yeah.
we're always watching. We're always watching in the chat room. At least I am every morning. So
Yep.
just type some messages in there. Say hi to me. I'll say hi back.
Oh yeah.
We're still there. Keep an eye on it. Can't leave Andrew and Brian alone in there. Besides, they need some adult supervision. I do have that HR responsibility for the organization. So I
You
don't know how that
do.
happened, but
Yeah.
you know how that happened actually, Carlos.
I have an
There's a
idea.
good history story here. It was way back when we started the chat room, and because you've been here pretty much since the beginning too. And it was like 2018, Andrew, when the chat room started to grow, I was here most afternoons, and he would leave after the open because he actually had a job, so he was going to work, and I would take care of the chat room for him. I didn't know that's what I was doing, but that's what I was just helping out, right? Anyways,
Yeah.
at one point, Andrew's like, I got to get more professional. I have to stop swearing so much. So, Peter, I need you to tell me when I swear, point it out to me. So I started pointing out to him when he was swearing, and then he would get mad at me because he'd get mad every time I pointed out. It's sort of like it felt
Yeah.
like I've done this with my wife too, right? Tell me when I do this thing or when I eat chocolate, because I love chocolate, right? When I eat chocolate, I'm not supposed to. But then you get mad when they actually tell you. I know I asked her to tell me, but in the moment, you don't want to know that, right? Because
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
sounds good theoretically when you're distanced, but in the moment, you're like, just leave me alone. Like, shut up, I know what I'm doing. Right. So it was exactly that. I would say, Andrew, like, hey, you're using bad language again. And he's like, ah. And Andrew, when he's angry at something, it's not a quiet anger. Like he tells everybody. So he started telling everybody. So basically it was from that I became this watchdog that then became public, that it evolved into me being HR and reporting on him. Like, he asked me to do it. Like, I was just trying to do what he asked. And now here I am all the time being the HA guy. So anyways, it's sort of
It's
funny
stuck.
how that
Yeah.
happened. So
Yeah.
it's
It's stuck
stuck.
with you.
NVIDIA just hit 182. Andrew got a partial there. I am a little jealous. I should have jumped back into this because that move up above VWAP, that's a pretty signature type of move there. And yeah, that I missed out. I was
Yeah.
too wimpy. So what are you, my mother? Yeah, it's I do feel like I've been put in the role of being his older brother, telling him stuff he doesn't want to hear. So yeah. So if there's one thing I've learned
Mm.
about HR from my years of corporate life, HR are usually the worst offenders of the rules.
Well,
The
clearly,
people in
you saw
HR.
the video of the Megatron, whatever the thing was. The guy got caught
What?
with the HR,
Oh.
the CEO. The CEO
Oh
that
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah,
caught.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's HR.
Right. Oh right.
Go
Yes.
figure.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's right. There was
oh
that. Yeah.
man, it's so
That's right.
crazy. I wonder
Having the
how
affair with the
their
woman.
life has changed after that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
that's
I think they're probably in their own new apartments now as divorce proceedings go forward for them both.
yeah,
I have no
yep.
idea.
How do you get
Uh,
higher after that? How do you?
yeah,
Hopefully, they both have enough. They can live happily ever after. But how do you get higher after that? That's just
yeah. I
um.
I don't think it's I don't think that was a crowning glory of their lives.
And
Anyway,
all he had to do was just kiss her. This thing would have went away.
yeah,
I'm- oh
yeah,
man, Marviel
yeah.
friends looking to
Well,
go higher. I'm stuck in no trades. It's still early, but I feel like I'm missing a lot because there were some moves today, and I just feel like I'm missing some of these opportunities here. So uh, I know it's not the way we should feel, but just if you feel the same way, don't rush anything. Just sit tight. We'll find something. Hey, the last a few times this week, our first trade was like at 10:20, 10:15. So still 40 minutes away from that, right? 10:30 or so. So that should give you some hope not to pull the trigger unless you see something great. Look at coin just continues to get plummet here, man. Just ah, very nice. And I keep coming back to because I was looking at this here, and I don't know if I will have considered this a good VWAP breakout, right? Because you got kind of like a weird candle here. I'm not really a pullback, but it is our setup, breakdown, pullback, and then continuation per se. So I don't know. Apple. Let's take a look at Apple. Oh yeah, Apple's good. See, this is why I love having you guys
oh
here.
yeah,
This is why I love having you guys here. You guys call out things that me and Peter can only watch so much. But with
hmm
all you guys calling out some stuff that you guys know how we trade already. If you see something like
yeah.
a mountain pass, a VWAP breakout, you call it out, and then we can see if it makes sense. So love that because I had Apple nowhere near my radar. Um, so let's see if it actually makes our move, right? If you guys
Uh,
know, the VWAP
oh,
presentation is available on YouTube, so you could go to YouTube and look at our VWAP strategy and explain exactly what we're looking for when we look for this VWAP breakout. So it's not doing it yet. Let's see if it does it here. And Andrew's just cruising. He's just cruising along here on NVIDIA, Peter. And I think that's kind of hurting you a little bit. I think every time he takes a
yeah.
partial, you feel like a jab in your rib. Every time. Is that what it is? Every time our
I
Andrew
do.
partials, it's like a little
I
jab to
do.
Peter's
Oh,
rib there for
oh,
not taking the trade or not getting back in. Um,
yeah.
all right, friends.
Oh
Come
well.
on, Apple.
Yeah. There's
Let's do
always another
something.
trade. There's always another day.
Oh yeah, there is for sure. Apple struggling to get above that VWAP, so it might actually be a VWAP rejection, but it still could do it. Spy is pure chop at the moment. Rick, you're giving a circle of internet. Uh, you're looking for a reversal, maybe. This is a tough area for me here to trade. Spy's going lower. That's not gonna help Apple here. Well, actually, not true. Apple tends to do his own thing. Um, but if Spy makes a new low, it's gonna start worrying some tickers. All right, Tesla at VWAP. This looks good too. I just hope the Spy moves up, guys. Like I don't want to go long with the Spy trying to make a new low. That's not comforting, to be honest. So let's see. Let's see what Tesla looks like on our market atlas. Where's the imbalance, Tesla? What do we have? Can't tell, guys. It's pretty tight. I really can't tell. And I'm gonna put some weight. Gonna put some weight on the Spy. We've been putting a lot of weight on the Spy, given all the geopolitical conflicts and events. And the Spy goes lower. I'm not gonna take a Tesla long because I know Tesla likes to move with the overall market. So we'll see. We'll see. This was a good one here, guys. I did miss this. Nice engulfing on the 1 minute. We haven't had a good 1 minute engulfing trade in a while. There's been some opportunities. I haven't taken one in a while. Um, that would have been a good one there. NVIDIA pulling back to the 20. Let's see if it can hold the 20. SPY's looking a little weak as it comes near the low of the day, so that's going to be interesting. If you look at the SPY, it bounced from here earlier a couple of times, 3 times already. So this is the third test on a downtrend. So not looking too confident that it can hold here, but anything is possible.
I don't know. It's not aggressively down though. Like, look at the Qs compared to the SPY. Like
it's not. It's slight.
Yeah, they're flat. It's very flat here.
Yeah,
and it is spiking a little higher. So I think that we're not going very far here today. So a lot of the damage was done pre-market. You know, this sort of feels like the market wants again, as it often does, to make a little bit of a recovery. So.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
We'll see.
We have to wait and see. Yeah, we gotta wait and see, right?
Yeah, I just don't want to go long with this thing doing this. I feel like if it does a new low, it's not gonna be pretty. Because you're right. After dropping so much in the pre-market, now you're gonna drop some more here. Are we holding here? We're going back up. What does the daily look like as well? You know, okay, we have a previous level here. Let's mark this down. This could be good as well. Let's see. I want as many indicators as possible in my favor. Atlas, SPY, the patterns, as much as we can. See, look at Tesla failing here. Apple also failed the VWAP once, coming back up to it. So far, we made some good decisions not taking these trades. It haven't worked. I would have been stopped out on both of these, right? So you got to think about that too. The decisions you make to not take trades, right? It's not all about taking the trade. That's also a thought process that that's trading, right? Because people think that trading is only when you're in something. You know, deciding not to get in is also part of the trading here. And PLTR below the VWAP. See, I might like this a little bit better if the SPY is going to make a new low. PLTR below the VWAP, although PLTR does well when things are uncertain, so it's kind of tricky. But yeah, breaking through the VWAP. Here's a pullback. Oh, SPY's doing its thing, Peter. Look at that, reversing nicely. We're below the previous day close. Let's see if this pullback is going to turn to something. SPY's pushing higher. That's the level there at 670. It's trying to hold. News at 10. What do we have at 10? 10. Business inventories. I don't think that does anything. For December?
No. Well, let's check it. Let's check the numbers.
But let's see
what they're doing here.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we might as well follow through here. Let's see.
Wow. Look at this.
Let's see here. Came out. Yeah. Right on target.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's 0.3. Yeah. Came out at, well, yeah, came out right on target. So yeah, nothing to report there. But look at the market though. Interesting.
Yeah.
Market. That's maybe because it wasn't down like the jobs report. It figures that that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Why did I get the 0.3? I got the number wrong. It was 0.1%. It looks like was the forecast, and it came out at 0.1. So I should update that. Just you know, I hate to mislead everybody. That's not the intent. 0.1. There you go. Navigate updated. All right. So.
All right, I'm looking at Apple above the VWAP here, guys. Let's see if we can get some kind of pullback and get our setup. Tesla also above the VWAP, so pick your favorite. I think Apple probably has the better opportunity because it's still very close to the VWAP. So I'm going to go with that one. Um, so here's the pullback. Let's see if we can get.
What are they looking at here?
All right.
We're looking at Rocket Lab this morning.
Oh yeah.
It's actually been relatively strong, so it's made some good moves higher. Why is Rocket Lab moving today? Let's find out.
All right, here it is, guys. I'm gonna go long Apple here. Stop 255.75. So again, careful with the number of shares. This thing can actually not as bad as MU, but you still want to be careful. So 255.75 is our stop. Let's see if we can get the breakout. SPY is pushing. The only thing that Apple doesn't really follow the SPY sometimes. Sometimes. So let's see. Let's see if we can actually get a breakout here. The other one that you can look at is well, it's gone already. Tesla. That's also moving up. It's gone. Tesla's gone.
Okay.
And I think yeah, there's not that much at the VWAP besides Apple. So TTD not moving.
So Rocket Lab.
MSTR. Yeah. RKLB.
Rocket Lab is in the spotlight here because
Ooh.
they made RKLB. Yeah, they made two successful launches in the last week from different launch sites. So
Mm-hmm.
I like their mission titles. They've got I think it was SpaceX that started doing this, right? These really weirdly named missions. And it
Yeah.
looks like Rocket Lab is doing the same thing because their latest mission, titled "Insight at Speed is a Friend Indeed," that was the name of the mission. What I have to admit, Carlos, can I do an old man rant for a second? I don't
Yeah.
understand. I don't understand naming conventions nowadays. They seem ridiculous and juvenile. I just, maybe this is me being an old man, but okay, I get the humor. You can name something. Your mission is called Insight at Speed is a Friend Indeed. But if I look at, for instance, the U.S. administration's desire to name things, I don't get it. It feels silly, but maybe that's just me. I don't know.
We like names on everything. Everything has a
I
name.
get naming things, but sometimes you got to name things that, I don't know. Don't you want to name things in a way that garners respect, not mirth? I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what do I know? I'm just sitting here poorly trading stocks because they want to annoy me. They're doing it just specifically to annoy me. That would be a big ego boost, actually. If they were doing that, then that would be impressive, actually. I don't know how I would translate that into something beneficial for myself, but if that is the case, then they're doing a good job. Yeah, days 306. Old Peter yelling at clouds. That's about right. That's where we're heading. Remember I told you guys. I think it was last week, or was it Monday of this week, early this week, that I was saying, my wife was saying, it's starting to stick. The old man stuff. Careful. I said, I'm just joking. I don't think it's sticking. And she's like, well, like, okay, all right, gotta be careful. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I see you guys. You're asking about ONDS. Let's see.
ONDS.
Terrence
Uh,
here. If I get that right.
Yes.
ONDO. Well,
Oh, here.
ONDS made a,
Oh, I
wow, that's
gotta
a
get out of
pretty
here.
good move higher
It
too on
sucks.
ONDS. Yeah.
So Apple
You
is
got a
at
few
my
things
stop,
moving.
friends. So I'm going to get out of Apple here. So stop that came to my stop 175, 255.75. There it is, 255.75. So we're out of Apple. Failed, didn't get going. Spy did his thing and didn't move up, but
No.
then Spy's dropping now again. So that could have hurt my trade. It's just not doing
Guys, you guys
well.
got some good stocks at their ONDS, Rocket Lab. I'm going to put these on my list so I can just keep an eye on them here this morning. I don't know that I'm likely to trade them, but with this move higher, either one of these could be ripe for a reversal pullback at some point. I don't know that they're going to trade the way I usually expect. Wow, ONDS, 27 million shares this morning.
I
Wow,
think
I didn't realize it
going into the
regularly gets such
weekend, I
big
think they're gonna
volume.
do well. I think they're gonna do very well.
Wow.
Um,
What is this is the one that Megan was talking about, right? At the end of the year, her growth target for the year.
yes, 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 yes.
What do they communications
Um,
equipment? What do they make? Autonomous drones, counter drone solutions. Oh, I see. Okay. That's why.
like Epic Fury. Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I was trying not to go there by name.
whoever runs the social media for the White House, they are young and they're definitely because they use a lot of hip stuff that like people my age and people Trump's age, like Trump's, friends, whatever, they don't know some of the stuff that they put on there. Like it's not their age, it's not their
Yeah.
target audience, that's for sure. So there's some
Yeah.
definitely some young blood posting some of the stuff that's on there.
Yeah.
Marketing team. But it works. Sort of Obama did, right? Obama did the same thing. Obama took over social media and it worked. It works. I think he's one of the first presidents to actually hit social media as hard as he did, and it works, man. Social media is the new. Again, it's not social anymore. I know you disagree, Peter. It's not social. It's more ad. Like I was thinking about it the other day too. I don't go to social media to see how my family or friends are doing. I go there to get entertained or to see, some comedy, some stand up, or to see it trading stuff. But I don't go there to keep up with family and see how my friends are doing. You know, so it's
Right.
not social anymore. It's more. I forgot the word that Gary V. Gary V is a good media guy. He's very popular. You guys might know him. He called it something else. It's not social anymore. It's more not propaganda because not everything is propaganda. There's some good stuff like informational stuff that how to unclog a toilet. If you bought your first house. It's not everything has to be bad. Infomedia. Yes, that's the word he used. Allison is on it. He used it. It's infomedia now. It's not social anymore.
Infomedia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Well, which is not a bad moniker, frankly, because, unfortunately, like it or hate it, a lot of our media, a lot of our, sort of news is coming from those sources, right? So
Yeah. Yep.
it's
It has its
doesn't
good and
mean
its
it's
bad.
reliable, doesn't mean we can
Has its
trust
good
it.
and its bad. Yeah. Yes, comedy is the best purpose. Yeah. I laugh on there for hours, man. It is good. So some good stuff on there. Uh, Oxy just sideways. Looks like it might drop off here, but who knows? Spy did his thing and it's right back down. And that kind of screwed up our Apple trade. We had a nice set. Look how clean that looks. No reason for it not to go higher towards the high of the day. But besides Mr. Spy dropping us, dropping the hammer on us. Not cool. MRVL is just holding steady. Doesn't care what the spy is doing, what's happening anywhere else. It is just there holding steady towards that high of 88.54. It's a level we had off our daily, and it's right back to it. Might want to try to break. It's the third time we're going against it
Yeah.
here. Yes, Rhinos, you got to do the research. I agree with that. Don't fall for the propaganda. Do your own research and learn something. I had a friend who,
Okay.
his kid, his son, didn't believe in God. He's like, no, Dad, I don't believe in God. And because likes the science stuff. And his response was, and I know him, a good friend of mine. He's like, the same amount of research you did to not believe in God, you got to do the same amount of research to this side, and they make an informed decision. And I was like, dang, that's a good response. I like that. Because a lot of people just research one side and not the other one, right? You
Right.
got to do both and then come to informed decision. But if you just do one side, man, yeah, it makes sense. You only have one side of the picture, right? You got to do research on both sides. Okay, you don't believe in God, great. You know, do the amount of research you did here with the scientists and all this, do the same research here with the Bible and everything else, and then make an informed decision. But not everybody's going to do that. It was a great response. I learned a lot from that. Like, oh crap, that is nice. Good response. Good job, Dad.
Good parenting.
Good parenting. Yeah. Oxy did fail. Going red. It is just not feeling it here. So seeing some more weakness. We usually tend to research a side that we agree on, reinforce our point of view. Yeah, and that's what social media is dangerous, because social media, if you, for example, if you watch a certain video and you stay on, even if you don't like that video and you stay on that video, this could be anything, comedy or whatever. That's why I get a lot of comedy videos on my feed. If you stay on that type of comedy video, guess what? They rechange your entire algorithm. They're gonna keep feeding you that same type of comedy videos, right? So if you watch a certain point of view, guess what? They're going to feed that same point of view, right? So that's where social media can become a little dangerous, because the algorithm knows what you like. Or even if you didn't like it, if you spend 10 seconds on that video, they got you. They figure out your entire next 30 days of feeds, of YouTube feed.
Yeah. Well, and the problem is the way it feeds you information, it can make you believe that's the only available opinion. And that's the thing that worries me the most. Like, it actually gets difficult to break out of it and find the other side to get the opposing view. And that's like, you actually have to work hard at it to figure that out. So it's anyways, it creates for a less informed public, unfortunately. And I mean, it's never been as utopic as we like to paint it, right? Like, back in the day, papers were always biased to one side or another, and so, but it wasn't, I don't think it was as extreme as you see a lot of cases now, which
Yeah.
it's just welcome to the world, right? It's the world in which we live.
I listen to both sides. I like to listen to like really left and really right, and just kind of like, wow, to hear the same story from different points of views. It's interesting to me how people could do that. It's kind of like reading the Bible. You read the Bible, and there's like 20 different religions with the same Bible, the same wording, and they all interpret it so differently. It's amazing how the humans work. Shit, I said the humans. They're gonna know I'm a robot. I gave myself away. Yeah, I'm looking at Apple, man. This is ridiculous. Look at this thing. Right back up. I'm not in it, but if it does a pullback here, I might try. I'll just take less shares, like I did before too. I didn't take a lot of shares in this trade because it's Apple, and it could be a little tricky.
Still disappointed in NVDA, Rocket Lab, and ONDS, both at the high of day, their respective highs of day. I think that's proper, grammatically correct.
All right, this feels like a chase, but I like it. I'm gonna go long here on Apple, a little bit above what I would like, but I think the setup is good. Let's see. Not much different from what I got in earlier. So let's see if this time we can get going. I'm just concerned that it's just a SPY. We need the SPY to continue here and help us out, because that is exactly what we're doing. We're just following the overall market. So let's see. Let's see if it's in the books. Hopefully this can happen much quicker than later. Would be nice. Oxy still doing nothing. Coin did recover. Coin at the VWAP. Coin at the VWAP, friends. So if you like that one, that's there. See if there's a setup for you. Again, match it up against your trade book. Don't just take our advice. Everything we say, match it up against your trade book. Have your plan. And if you don't have a trade book, then we gotta have a different conversation on how you can get one by going to bearbertraders.com, P Capital, Trading Terminal. All these places are going to teach you how to build that trade book. All right, let's see. Apple, we will love the high of the day. But again, Apple could be a slow mover at this time. You're gonna need a lot of juice from the market to get that done. Coin is another one that looks decent, friends. Yeah, coin is another one breaking out of the VWAP here. Let's see if we can get some kind of pullback going. But that's another one
Wow.
too.
You guys that got the longs here on ONDS or Rocket Lab, they're
Yeah.
both just moving this morning. It's
Someone mentioned PLTR. Too many R's there. Here it is. Yep, that one went too.
PLTR.
Yeah. All right, still watching Apple here on the screen, friends. I do have it up on my Atlas as well, but I don't see a big imbalance on Atlas in one way or the other. I really don't.
Ah.
So
Us.
don't see a whole lot there.
Okay.
Tesla, NVDA maintained even with the SPY dropping here. It didn't lose the VWAP, barely lost the 20, back above it. Might want to test that 182.74 again. There's coin. Price action is a little weird. Why is that? Is the spread or the volume is too low? Well, why is it so weird? Apple is struggling. We'll give it about 70 cents on Apple. But yeah. Do it for the
Rocket
Neo
Lab's still
MacBook.
pushing up.
Yep. RKLB.
Hey, you know what we should do right now?
Let's
Do
do
you
it.
want to do today's giveaway?
Let's do the giveaway. Yes.
Do we have enough likes? You know what? Let's just do it for our friends. It's a Friday.
Let's
They're
do it.
here.
Let's do it either way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Wow, Rocket Lab. You know, can we do two? Can we do one for everybody, one for Lambos and Garbage Truck? Let's ask Andrew. I don't see why not.
Why not?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's
Make
do
it
it. If we
happen.
get in trouble, I'll say it was your idea. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Sure.
That's Peter's idea.
I'm good with that. Yeah, I'm good with that.
HR told me to do it. All right. So today, friends, but now we got to get 400, 500 likes. We'll do it one for everyone, right? Even if you're not part of Lambos and Garbage Truck. And we'll do one for Lambos and Garbage Truck only. So let's do that. But we need more likes though. That's, we're giving two away. We definitely need more than 325 likes. That's not gonna cut it.
Oh, he's going. He's gonna pump it. Okay.
Yeah, we need more than that.
Don't put in the hashtag. We haven't told you what the hashtag is yet.
Yep.
You know, we're gonna do something.
And I'm setting it up. I'm opening up the chat here.
He's gonna get it.
Oh. All right. Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do one for everybody. Oh my goodness! Rocket Lab is going to the moon. Pun intended.
I have it here on another screen. This is wild.
Goodness. Yeah, it's
so nice. It's
on the go here.
Yeah,
we're getting close, everybody. A few more friends. Come on.
Yes.
Almost.
All right, 385 likes. Let's see.
We're so close.
So close.
More. Oh, there's two more friends. We like it.
All right, we're still looking at Apple friends. We're trying to see if we can get a move.
We're 3 away.
57.
Wasn't hit the button yet. Could be, but there you go. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. That's beautiful.
Nice. Peter, what is our hashtag today?
You know what? I think our hashtag today has to be TGIF.
I like that. Hashtag TGIF.
There you go.
All right. It is in the books. Hashtag TGIF. First one here is for everyone.
It's everyone. Is there a ticker TGIF? There isn't. That'd be a good ticker to have. Anyways. All right.
That's interesting. All right, there we are, friends. We have 152 entries so far. And again, this is for everyone. You can see everybody, but no check, no scratch offs. Everybody's in.
If you hit the like button, you deserve your chance. You might as well do a hashtag TGIF. Get yourself into the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, free stuff's always good.
Free stuff is always the free stuff we give.
What free stuff is bad? Well, I guess we could have bad free
I spoke about this yesterday. Some free trading platforms are not good, but no.
All right,
the stuff that we give free is good.
That's all right. Fair enough.
Fair enough. No, free is good. All right, here it is, friends. Let's all right, 200 entries. That's good. Let's go ahead and get the first one in.
Beauty.
All right, so first one goes to our winner. 3, 2, 1 goes to Jaspri Chala. Jaspri Chala.
Oh, it's not me.
All right, it's not you, Peter. Congratulations. And Apple's working.
Right.
Apple is working. Okay. Let's go. I'm gonna reset it now.
All right.
So congratulations.
Good.
Yes, that is right. You're the winner. They're shocked. But you won.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do the next one. Let me set it up here. This will be for our Lambos and Garbage Truck members. And for our Lambos and Garbage Truck, we do it every day, guys. So if you want to join Lambos and Garbage Truck family over on YouTube, you could do it. Hold on, let me set it up. Yeah, let me set it up. Channel members only. And here it is.
It's over, guys. TGIF is done. We already did the draw for that one.
Oh.
Are you going to keep the same, or are you going to do a different? You're going to do something different for that, right?
I did something. Wait, hold on. I forgot to let it run. No, you didn't win. I hit the button by mistake. I didn't include everybody. Hold on. I got to take everybody off. Let me back up here. I got to reset it.
All right.
Okay. Now let's do funded. Wait, why is it? It keeps picking a winner without waiting for everybody. Hold on a second. We go back, reset it. Okay, here we go. All right. Let's do funded now. There it is. Hashtag funded.
You're gonna go back to funded? Okay.
Hashtag funded. Do you have another one that's better?
I don't know. I was going to do HR, but we can do funded. Funded's good. Everybody's already on board.
Okay.
If you do it before Carlos gets it active, it won't count. So just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Only now will it count, right? So you got to put it in as of Yep.
Now it counts.
Put it in as of this time.
All right, let's get it in, guys. Now, so this is for Lambos and Garbage Truck family only. 112. Very nice. Give it just a couple more seconds. I'm watching my Apple. My app was just like, come on, go. Just go already. 257, rejecting there. And I'm just watching Rocket Labs just take off here. And my Apple is stuck. All right, second winner for today for our Lambos and Garbage Truck family friends. Let's hit it here. It's going to 3.5 cups of sugar to get to the moon. Look at you. Good member of ours, always active in chat. How does they win? And I've been here every day.
That's
love
quite
it.
A name.
Love it. Yeah.
Name.
Congratulations. Okay. Yes. All right.
How do you use the 3.5 cups of sugar to get to the moon? I'd like to understand that better.
Yeah.
But I love the name.
Yep. Might actually be sugar. Might be something else. Another substance like sugar. I'll get you to the moon.
Maybe a finer powder you're thinking of?
Finer grainy.
A finer powder, yeah.
Oh yeah.
More like icing sugar type stuff.
Yes.
Maybe.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But 3.5 cups, I think you might have a problem if you
Oh no, yeah, you're not getting to the
maybe
moon.
3.5 cups. That's an
Yeah.
expensive habit
Oh yeah.
of Colombian sugar.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes. Um,
is that a nursery rhyme? Is that what you're saying? No. Anyways, I don't know that nursery rhyme.
no, Jaspri Shala, yes, you did win a funded account, right? So you're the first one, and 3 point cups of sugar is the second one. We by mistake picked
Okay.
another person in between, but it was because of
Yeah, they
the
didn't see that. It didn't.
yeah, yeah.
Don't worry about it. Didn't make it.
So
Didn't make it
yep,
look.
yep. But there you are. Yes. So Shalat and 3 point cups of sugar. Send me an email, carlos@bevertrace.com, and I will send you guys a code for today for your funded
Beautiful.
account. So good stuff.
Beautiful. I missed the top here. I was
Congrats.
watching Rocket Lab, but with all the excitement of the giveaway, we had a brief moment where it clearly hit a top and there was a great reversal on it. I missed it. I missed it. ONDS also topped, but it didn't give the same signal. Look at Rocket Lab. To me, that is my sort of parabolic reversal signal right there.
Mm,
Look at how you got, I don't know if you got the 1 minute. Yeah, look at that. So
yeah.
look at the volume spike right when it went into that uncertainty doji. Some people call it a hammer, a spinning top, a shooting star, call it whatever you want. But look how twice in a row it said, I don't know where I want to go. We had 2 minutes where it didn't move. The price ended where it started. Once with the big volume, once with lower volume. The second one is where you get the sign that this thing is ready to drop. There would have been a great short right there and I missed it. But so there you go. So Rocket Lab, maybe the fun's over for the moment. Carlos,
Hmm.
Apple, geez, it looked like it was taking off, and then wah wah
Yeah.
wah. It just
Just stalling here. Um,
yeah.
so yeah. And quote from a goofy movie. Okay. That's what that is. The 3.5
Oh,
cups of sugar.
I primarily look for reversals. A Day in the Life of Rojas. Life of Rojas. Okay, a day in the life of Rojas. Anyways, another good name there. I typically look for reversals about now. This is usually the time. 10:15 right through till 3 o'clock is when I look for reversals. So yeah, it's a good time for them.
Yes, 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 yes. Let's see what we got here. Mm. All right, so Apple's just back and forth now. And
All right.
I'm
It's
just
my
here waiting.
10:30 alarm that just went off.
Just
So
here
this is when
waiting.
that is my reversal alarm. So who was asking about
Mm-hmm.
you were asking a day in the life of Rojas. You were asking about my reversal. So I have that 10:30 alarm just to remind me. This is usually the reversal time. Can start a little early on some days, later on others. Not at all on some other days, but usually you
Yeah.
get some sort of midday reversal on stocks. Almost always. Almost always. So let's see where we go. I mean, today you could argue that our reversal sort of started early. If you look at the SPY, it was like 10 o'clock, right, when it started, and then it pulled back, and then 10:15 is when this move really started going. So hopefully we get some continuation higher because we're not out of the red yet. Markets are still in the red. Got some good moves out there. I didn't. I don't know. I'm not on any of them. Marvell
Hmm.
moved well.
Marvel did very good,
Uh,
man. I had it top of my list. Top of my list. and I missed a nice
But
1 minute
the
engulfing
biggest,
here. You know?
yeah, the significant move was the 1 minute. Like you had to be fast on that one.
Yeah, yeah, got to
So
be here, right? Here, you're not missing much. I mean, now maybe it's gonna
no,
start doing something, but yeah, it's a long time to wait. I don't mind waiting if my entry's down here.
no,
I'll wait all of this, but my entry's
right.
here and I'm waiting all of this. Yeah, that gets a little
Now,
impatient.
one that ended up being well too is Core Weave. If you look at Core Weave, it was starting weak and then pulled up above the VWAP. If you, Carlos, one of
Hmm.
your signature trades there, if you'd been watching this, that hold right above the VWAP around 945, 950.
Yeah, that is
You
it.
know, in hindsight, of course, would have been a good move, but in the meantime, looks like Apple is finally getting some movement here. Let's go. Do it for Carlos.
Yeah, it's starting to go here.
Do it for Carlos.
I want to go back to a conversation from earlier. Um, what is your favorite warehouse and wholesales club? So let's see. There's
Mm.
three major ones. I just looked them up. It is
Okay.
Costco. So we're gonna
Yeah.
do a poll here. BJ's, and the
And Sam's
last
Club.
one, Sam's. Sam's
Yeah.
Club.
We don't see. We don't have those last two in Canada. Or at least I don't have them
Yeah,
here. So.
yeah. All three of those are in New Jersey. I don't know if BJ's is national. I know New Jersey has a few of them, but I don't know if it's a
Mm.
national thing. Um,
Mm.
'Cause I talked to some people that like, and they never heard of it. So
Mm.
might not be everywhere. But there it is. Let's see what people are doing. I mean, again, the thought process that I gotta pay you a membership to go into your store to buy
Yeah.
is beyond me,
I
but it
was.
works.
I admit I was like way against it initially, and I'm like
Yeah,
I'm not paying for the privilege of shopping.
yeah. But you bended the knee. It looks
But
like.
yeah, it did. Well, my son worked there for years, so we ended up with a free
Okay.
membership while he was working there.
Yep.
And you know, that ended up changing our behavior a little bit because, you know, he was
Mm-hmm.
there anyways. I had to
It was
drive
there.
him and
Yeah.
pick him up
Yeah.
uh, you know, so anyways. Yeah, and
BJ's
the
isn't in
relative size,
Utah.
what's the other one? Sam's. Sam's is not
Yeah.
publicly traded, I don't think.
Oh, Sam's is
Yes.
Walmart.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can't
They're
tell the size of Sam's because I'm just looking at the relative size. So Sam's does $21 billion a year in sales. Costco, 280 billion. So
yeah.
and Costco, I think in overall sales actually now does more. No, that's not true. Uh, Walmart does significantly more sales than Costco,
Yeah.
but somewhere in the Walmart sales includes the Sam's Club, I guess. Then, if you say it's Walmart, I didn't
Mm.
know that. I didn't know Sam's Club was a division of Walmart.
Yeah, yeah. They're usually next to a big Walmart supercenter store or something.
Really,
Yeah.
that doesn't erode their. You think you'd want to put them in different places?
I think it's because logistics, man. Logistics for Walmart is a
Hmm,
big deal.
sure,
So you got the truckers that come
they know
in.
better than I would.
Yeah, yeah. The logistics part is where they got it down packed, man. That was our biggest customer. We used to ship to them. 40% of our business was Walmart. It's crazy.
Hmm.
If you get a product and you get into a Walmart stores, you made it.
Oh
Because
yeah,
the volume
yeah.
is ridiculous.
Well,
Um,
that's why Walmart knows they can drive the prices where
yeah.
they want, right?
Oh yeah.
They even forced. I was watching this thing just last week actually about how Pepsi, how they struck a deal with Pepsi that requires Pepsi to not sell. So Walmart's price for a case of Pepsi is lower than the wholesale cost that Pepsi sells it to independent grocery stores.
Hmm.
So there's just
I
no
believe
way
it.
they can compete. They
Yeah.
just can't compete. They basically
They did.
have to
They did
sell it
say
at a loss.
it's literally pure like getting in bed with the devil. They did the same thing to us. We used to sell them this compact
Mm.
refrigerator, and we used to sell a ton
Yeah,
to college kids for back to school season. Was huge, and we
yeah.
one of them we were selling them at our lower than our cost to the factory, just to get the premium appliance in the deal. So we lost money on this thing, right?
Yeah.
Cost, and just so we can do business on another item that we actually make profit on. But they said, no, we're doing this price. You don't like it,
Right.
we just don't do it. And that's
Right.
that's what it is. Get in bed with the devil, and they're brutal. They are brutal when it comes to their business side.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're ruthless. And they say it's to, for you, the consumer, but it's not really.
No,
It's for their
no,
own margins
absolutely.
primarily. Well, you guys know by now I'm a little jaded on this stuff,
No,
but
they
it's
they
not.
could they
But it's
could
true.
care less.
Just
Yeah.
because I'm paranoid doesn't mean I'm not right.
Yeah. And in China, we were a Chinese company. China did not understand why we had so many returns from Walmart, and they didn't understand why.
Mm.
Just say no. Say we don't care. Just don't accept returns. Okay, you go tell them that. You don't take that return back.
Yeah.
Next month, your sales are done. You're out. You better take that return back. So
Yeah. Oh
Walmart,
yeah. They just take you off the shelves.
yeah, take it off the shelf. Cut them off. You're done. And that's 40% of your business. Guess what happens?
I've heard.
You know?
Yeah, I've heard stories where Walmart's done brutal things. Like they literally said, not
Mm.
only we're taking it off the shelves, but they have little things in their contract that they'll exercise. They're like, we are taking it out of our warehouse and we're literally putting it out on the loading dock. You either come
Yeah.
collect them, or
Oh, they
we'll
give it
let
away.
anybody
Yep.
come take them for free, or we're just throwing them in the garbage. So
Yep.
your choice. So now you have an additional cost to go collect all of your items.
Yeah.
It can
They're
be
brutal.
brutal.
Staples
Yeah.
was bad too. Staples was a really bad
Were
customer of
they?
ours, man. Oh, everything was on, I don't know. I don't know if they do it anymore, but everything was on consignment. So you have to send everything
Mm,
free to them. When they sold it, that's when we got paid. And their
right.
chargebacks, like they had these stupid requirements where like if the pallet was 60 inches above, like by mistake the 60 inches above, $500 charge for every single pallet. A truckload holds 30 to 60 pallets depending on the product. So sometimes if the warehouse messed up and they did something a couple of inches above that requirement where they can fit it into their nice shelf and they had to manually do something, the truckload ended up costing more than the product itself, just in the chargebacks. And they were so rigid, man. We hated that customer. So it's a lot of stuff in the back end that is funny how operations
What's
works, man. Okay,
yeah.
Apple, come
What's
on.
your
If I
target
keep,
on Apple, Carlos? You're up over
I don't know.
257 now.
But if I keep talking about Walmart and Staples and it keeps going up, I'm gonna keep doing it. Let's
Yeah.
see.
I mean, 257.50. I've got a level there. I'm
Yeah.
just worried about
Yeah.
this level here because this is the sort of pre-market low
Yeah. What is this?
Apple
This
had
is
hit,
this the
and
pre-market low we're getting right now.
well, we're at the bottom
Yeah.
end. Like you can sort of
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
see where it had hit. Yeah.
And it's also the low from looks like the low from yesterday too, right? It's a daily
Oh
level.
wow.
Hold on.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's the low from yesterday as well. So yeah, I think this is a good area, man.
Yeah, you're right.
I think this is a good
Yeah.
area to take a partial. Let's see if we can get to
I would.
257.25.
Yeah, I'd see.
Um,
Wait, if it drops below 257, you might want to take that partial. Otherwise,
yeah.
see if you
Yep.
can get it pop up to that next level of
We get
resistance.
above that will be nice. But
Yeah.
yeah. What's the
Yeah.
SPY doing? Is the SPY helping us out or no?
Look at
Rocket
Rocket
Lab?
Lab. I mean, it's selling off. I called that. I was late. I didn't see it until too late. I was just 3 minutes too late to that. But look at that beautiful
Yeah.
trade, perfect setup, exactly per my trade book definitions. Darn it.
I'm going to take a partial here, man. For a couple of reasons. Reduce my risk, and as well, I don't want to. It just seems like we're struggling. So we're going to take a partial here, take some off.
Okay.
Not a whole lot. It is 50 cents from our entry, so it's nice, but we didn't take a lot of shares on this thing because the way it's been trading. So
Right.
not a big one. But let's see. Let's see if it continues to hold on to the 9, see if it continues to go higher. High of the
I hope
day
so. I hope it
will
does
be
for you.
awesome, but that's a stretch. It's a slower moving stock, especially later in the day. A little bit slower here. All right, so let's see our poll. What do we have? So we have, wow, Costco with the win here, guys. 76% of the people that do shop. I forgot to put none here. Melanie, yours right. I forgot to put an option for our people that do not go to any one of these. But the ones that do, About 100 of you guys. Costco is the big winner, 7%, BJ's, and of course Sam's 17%. So there you go. The people have spoken.
Oh, Andrew's coming over, Carlos.
All
Andrew
right.
and Brian.
I know he had a great
The
day.
one-armed wonder.
One arm bandit.
The
I know he had a
one-armed
great day
bandit.
because those trays look
Look at
awesome.
him. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew. I think he only traded NVDA. I don't know if he traded something else.
Yeah, let me see if I
Uh,
can get this to work properly. Every time I have to connect to the chat, it's like a mission here. Oh,
all right. Get.
looks like it might have worked. Oh no, the mic is not working. Why is the mic not working?
Everybody,
Mic's not working.
Andrew,
Hey, Andrew, give me one
welcome.
second.
There it is.
Um,
Carlos has
gotta
had
reset the chat.
Struggles with the chat room.
Yeah, the mic is not connecting.
technical issues.
I think it's the browsers. They do these updates in the back end and they mess us up, right? Everything works perfectly fine. Then Firefox
They
will do
do.
something, that which
I'm
is
having so many issues with the Chrome. I think
yeah.
Edge is the new thing, man.
Chrome.
Edge, better go to Edge.
Chrome has changed.
Oh,
I had to
yes.
get
Yeah.
Sebastian's help just to get it all fixed. So you're in there now, though. You're good. You're good. So Brian, welcome back, buddy. We're happy to. Is Brian here? I thought Brian
Yeah,
finished.
Brian he was here
I
in
know
the
he was
chat
in the
room.
chat room. He
He's
was
coming.
happy. Yeah. Who needs two arms to trade, right?
He
Only
needs
one
a
arm.
man with no shoulder. So Brian did this really good surgery on his shoulder. He's good. He's back in the training station and traded really nicely.
Yeah, no shoulder, no arm now.
There you go. I saw that. It's like your sleeve is just hanging there. I didn't.
Yeah.
You had the whole amputation.
Full
Yeah,
amputation.
absolutely.
No, thank God.
Yes. Okay.
So we did an amazing trading day thanks to Market Atlas again, guys. Having Market Atlas is really helpful to see, the levels and where the trades are going. So at the open, we had some really clear orders for NVDA to the upside, and this is actually Tesla that I'm drawing. But so we had some really great orders for NVDA to go to the upside with Market Atlas. And we took a really nice opening range breakout on NVDA, which was, as you guys can see, as soon as it squeezed back up, I went long, partial all the way to 182.80. And the last piece I got out of it, I was bored. I got out of it because I just bored, but still, it really never came down to my break-even point. So when I'm actually entering for long, I bring my stop loss to the break-even. So this is the break-even, but we never really got to my break-even. So officially, I should have stayed in there to go up, but I just made so much that I just decided to do nothing. Same as Tesla. Tesla also, squeeze above the VWAP. We did pop up. So when long here with the heavy volume popped up at 10 o'clock for the news. And we got a really nice scalp from 395 to 398. And then I got out completely. I did, again, got out of it because they made a really good money. But again, if you bring your stop loss to break even at 396, I should officially still be in there all the way up to 400, but I just didn't want to hold anything. And yeah, the trading was pretty good. So 2 trades, NVIDIA and Tesla. And the position that I'm holding is just the Microsoft put that I sold and TLT and bonds. So pretty easy situation here. And Brian, you had a really nice trade on PLTR, I think, too, as well. Yeah, PLTR was very bullish.
Yeah. I mentioned that in the trading room just before the open. I thought both NVIDIA and PLTR looked very positive for long trades, and they both turned out to be really good long trades. I took PLTR because I didn't have the bandwidth to do both of them. But yeah, I got a nice pop at the open on PLTR first couple minutes. And then
And you
there's
didn't
been
have
some
the
opportunities to trade SPY and Qs.
you didn't have the wingspan today. You didn't have the.
Hey guys. Yeah.
get the Dow jokes in.
Well, hopefully, I just want to get through this weekend because apparently, kind of the pain subsides after first couple days. Got all these new parts in me.
Importantly, Brian,
And
did you get them to put the sound in? I've always wanted when people get the new parts, like the bionic parts, like the $6 million man. When you move, does it go?
yeah,
Please tell me it
I
does.
know it was mentioned. We were talking about that in the trading room. Somebody
Uh,
posted something about the $6 million man. I know I
uh,
didn't get that option, unfortunately.
uh,
But
I think that
maybe
would
it's something I can get after. I can get it aftermarket or something like that.
you get a little add-on deal. Get that every time you move
Yeah,
your arm. I want it to make that sound. That would
yeah,
be super cool.
yeah. Every time I move,
Yeah.
yeah. Just
That
be
wouldn't get
careful when I
annoying at
shake your
all, I'm
hand.
sure. Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. You crush it. All the bionics.
Yeah.
Wow. This reversal at Rocket Lab, guys, I am so disappointed that I didn't get into it. It's beautiful. Just as nice as the move higher was. What a great move higher on Rocket Lab this morning. We were watching it on YouTube. I don't know if in the chat room you guys were keeping an eye on it, but oh my goodness. And then we called the reversal. Said I was too late to the party. I didn't see it until a minute too late, but
Mm.
perfect reversal signal right at the high of the day there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Everybody that caught that. Got a lot of stuff that's moving sideways right now.
This was
Carlos,
on Rocket Lab.
Rocket Lab, RKLB, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching. I was looking at ASTS because I kind of thought that would have. This is a stock that always, when the market
Space.
cap's
Oh,
down, it always starts below previous day close and then it runs up above it. Seems like that's what it likes to do. It hit $100 today. Now it's pulling
it
back,
did. Pulled back right off
and
the $100.
another
Look at that. Wow.
another space another space play. Rocket Lab.
I
Let's take a look at that one.
got to make a list of space stocks because
Yeah,
maybe.
Rocket Lab and ASTS, kind of the two I keep an eye on. And then
Mhm.
there's some Canadian ones. There's MDA and Magellan, MAL, on the Toronto Stock Exchange.
Yeah, there's a lot of these
I've been in.
rocket drone companies recently, of course, that have been just going gangbusters.
Yeah, I've got a penny stock drone company. It's not really a drone company. It's more of a geolocation company. It can geolocate without satellites. Somehow they have some
Okay.
technology that it doesn't need a satellite to geolocate and find
Magic.
targets. Which with all the jamming of drones that can happen, that's how they can take them down. So if you're not depending on satellites and
Mm.
uh,
Uses
and
a
instructions from the operator, if you can just set a target with a completely independent of any kind of external signals, then kind of gives you an advantage on the battlefield and maybe some other things too.
uses a divining rod.
Well, market is moving
Yeah,
south now. Everything is going
yeah,
down
it's a venture.
downhill.
Ooh, yeah, we're rolling over now. It's Toronto Venture Exchange. It's called Spark. SPARC. Trading symbol SPAI. I've got a lot of shares in it. Full disclosure. Wow, we really sold off once Jared called this top on the SPY here. He said hit a target, and he pretty much nailed it right at the very top there. That was yesterday's low on the SPY, and I guess it was mid range in our chop fest here on a daily.
Yeah, that was a really nice rollover. Everything popped up, and now it's really going down. Tesla, what's the futures are doing? Let me see. Yes.
Yeah, it was funny. I was looking. I haven't bet on the poly markets at all, but we were talking about last week whether the U.S. was going to invade Iran, and I almost made a bet that they were going to they were going to strike them on the weekend. I was going to bet $100. I would have made about 380.
Yeah, I think I should have done it to it as well.
Yeah, it was what made me think they were going to do it was because a lot of the some of the countries were telling their embassy staff to leave. That's
Yeah.
pretty good sign that something's going to happen. Okay, we're getting a bounce off the VWAP on the Qs.
Oil prices are still high at $88 a barrel.
I know. Yeah, oil prices are up.
South Korea, EWY. That one is kind of reversion to the mean. Broadcom still strong.
Where are your Microsoft puts are 400s?
395.
Oh, okay.
But it's
Oh, you're
for
safe.
March 20th.
Oh, you're looking good there right now.
Yeah, so far so good. But it's naked. I don't have any protection.
Okay. And what did you get for them? How much?
I got $4.20, 420. Exact. As a
Okay,
matter of
so that's
fact,
not bad.
exactly 420.
So your your break even is 390, and that's a pretty solid level right now by the looks of it.
By the looks of it, yeah. So that's funny. My average is exactly 420.
It's funny. NVIDIA, yeah, NVIDIA's really it's been pretty choppy since we pushed up around 950. It
So
really
this is
kind of
really
topped
nice.
out there.
So Francisco Cordosa, he just won $10,000 from us, and
Nice.
now he actually has um, another trade that he did. He made $400 today. It's the first day that he applied for a second funded account. Well done. So
Perfect.
Carlos, go full screen so I can
Yeah.
show his trades. So he tried to short one time here, he got stopped out another time, and he finally got this short that he really wanted. And again, he actually did a couple of, so how many trades he had? So 1, 2, 3 stops out, and eventually he gets a really nice short on it on PLTR, and that one good trade made him money. So he's up $400, $338.
Nice.
So Francisco, I want you to get the second $10,000. Nice.
Awesome.
All right, market is bouncing back.
Yeah,
Wow,
the
what a bounce.
market just bounced off the VWAP. Wow, what a comeback.
What an amazing comeback.
Yeah, that would have been a good trade on the Qs right off the View app there. PLTR is back at the high of the day. AMD is threatening to go green here.
PLTR is really bouncing back.
What does AMD look like on Atlas? Wow, it's got some big orders at 200. Atlas book on AMD is pretty bullish, although its previous day close is about 199.50. It's probably would have some struggles getting through there. Wow, we're right back at high of day on the Qs. Yeah, that was a real rally back there.
All right. So how's life, guys? Any question, guys, before we hand it over to our next group of traders? Any question on YouTube? Carlos, did you do the funded account giveaway?
Yes, we did. We did it today.
Nice.
Nice.
Excellent.
We did.
We actually
yeah.
did.
Had some
We
good
did two. We
giveaways.
did one for our Lambos and Garbage Truck family, and once for everyone this Friday. So that's a thank you.
Nice. Good. Very nice. Excellent.
Good deal.
All right, market is really bouncing back in the last few minutes
Yeah.
that we are having here.
Carlos, did you manage to stay in Apple, or are you out?
No, I'm out.
Okay.
I had no
Yeah, I
faith
figured.
this thing was gonna come back up, but yeah,
Yeah,
made a
no,
little
that's
bit of money
reasonable.
on it, not too much.
Okay, so I'm just wrapping up my trading day. Really nice. Thor is trading live at P Capital, so he's going to join us really soon. Oh, there he's coming. So, guys, remember P Capital. We opened up the P Capital Bootcamp registration. We have a new package that if you buy a bootcamp, you get a lifetime access to Bearable Traders. So if anyone is really serious and if you really want to invest one time for your trading, I think that would be the best package, that you get the bootcamp and then you have the lifetime access to Bearable Traders as a community, and of course the funded account that comes with the bootcamp as well. I think that would be really a best shot that you can have at trading if you want. And Thor, obviously, here is our main guy, is one of the best traders trading live in P Capital Bootcamp. And I see with his beautiful shiny face.
So
All
shiny.
right,
So,
and we
so
got
everywhere.
to hang out with Thor in Las Vegas last week. That was
Yeah, we
fun.
did. I mean, we did the
So,
thing that we do together almost when we hang out, right, Brian? I mean,
yeah,
we made some money.
it was yeah, we had a good time. Got to have some drinks with some of our members after.
Which was
It was
amazing.
awesome. Yeah. You're back home now?
Yes, sir. Back in the house. No
All right.
major trying to figure out travel plans. I think my son's in spring break. So I think we're thinking about popping up to like DC maybe for
Okay.
like not this weekend, but next weekend. You know, I don't know if the cherry blossoms are still going, but I know it's around that time. So maybe see if that's happening and then show him around the Capitol because he hasn't really been there. So I thought that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice. We got some cherry blossoms going on here now in Vancouver. They're just coming out. So
I know. Well, that's why I normally get to see them in Vancouver because we normally do a meetup around this time of year in Vancouver, like
that's
last
right.
year we did. Not really sure why we're not
Yeah.
doing one this year, but
A
you know,
lot of work.
whatever.
But anyway, all right, I'm going to jump off. I've got some physio to do, so
Nice.
catch you guys later. Hope you had a good
Catch you on the
day.
flip side. Yeah, we'll see you Monday. Good
Okay,
hanging.
and yeah, and you got AMD. It did exactly what I said it would do. Went to the PDC and rejected. See if it can see what it does on this pullback. Might decide to go higher.
Beautiful.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, my friend. So good to see everybody out there in YouTube. Yeah, let's fingers crossed on the blossoms. Maybe I'll get some. Um, so if you get the deal, that'd be a good Carlos question. Maybe if you get the deal for the Peak Capital thing, like with the boot camp and all that stuff, do you have to immediately go into the boot camp like this one that's coming up, or can they buy it and choose a boot camp that is in the future?
Yeah, no, you could. Great question. You can purchase it now. You could start the next one, so you don't have to start
Right.
for this one. So purchase it now, get everything going, and you could start the following one. So
I think that's a great
that's not a
question.
problem. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. So I think it's a good to ask because you know I would ask that question. I think that's a good one. So Tushar, just getting back to that. So anyone first, let's do a little bit of our housekeeping, right? So our housekeeping is making sure we're liking and subscribing. Remember, we've had this discussion, right? Whether it's your broker, whether it's a channel or anything else that you're participating in, if you're not paying to be there, that means you're the product, right? And in this instance, you are the product, right? I need you to like and subscribe and share, and those are the things you do. And then because of that, I show up, right? But if you don't do those things, you know, I'm only like maybe 50% narcissist. You know what I mean? So I only like listening to myself talk for like maybe 30 minutes. After that, I require Oh, okay, sorry. So just make sure you're liking, subscribing, and then of course, if you don't mind, lots of Peter emojis, lots of Carlos emojis, especially. And you can go. Okay, great. So I have taken one trade today, and I am still in that trade. I will show it to you. Let me get my platform over. I actually took a short last evening on the NQ and got a beautiful move after hours. So I was very happy with that. But you can see right now, the trade that I'm in today is actually a call that we had on micro Bitcoin. So I really like how we opened with selling and then exhausted down into our level. And then we offered the level on what I considered to be lower volume. And then when we started buying here, as we crossed my buying and selling, we went from selling to buying. I went ahead and bought my position and put my stop below low of day. So, which I was not happy about maybe about 10 minutes ago or so, because we came all the way back to S6 again. But I'm hanging on to this one, and I left my stop below low of day and didn't move it higher for a specific reason, which is MBT has about a 75 to almost 78% IB stat, which says if we break the high of day after 10:30, it's only about 1 out of every 5 days, maybe even less, like maybe even only like 8 out of 10 days, we're not going to break low of day. So I went ahead and left this one on, hoping or thinking that statistic will hold water today. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is just kind of letting this sit. I also really liked that when we played Bitcoin, I'll show you kind of the other reasons I like this one so much. I also like it because we have an uptrend here that's very important on microbit. So you can see we've had this consistent uptrend that's been going for quite a few days, and you can see that our alignment with S6 comes right on the uptrend. So in order for us to move lower, we're going to need a lot of volume, and we're going to have to lose a very big uptrend in order to do it. So we kind of came under the uptrend, and instead of continuing to sell, we actually found a buyer, right? So this for me looked like a pretty opportune spot to take a position. So that's why I'm in on micro Bitcoin today, and I'm kind of hoping. I actually would love to get somewhere up around maybe the CP today. But you know, micro Bitcoin's not the big mover today, maybe. So maybe I'm happy with S4. But that's the only trade today that I felt really lined up. And since I made good money on my short that I took after hours, this is going to be the one I'm going to leave on, whether it wins or loses. I'm going to call it a day. So S6 to S4 on SPY. Good for you, Dave. That was a good call, right? So we were watching this call. Look at this. So we had our short-term trend going, right? And we bought it, and then we came down and offered the top of the trend right at the same time we hit S6 and started buying. It's a beautiful long call on S6 right there. Love it. It's exactly what we were looking for. QQQ, very similar. Right, didn't quite make it to S6, so we didn't get the call. And notice here, when we came back to S4 and called that, notice we're buying. So this is not a short here. It's good stuff. And then we had like Tesla. Tesla was an S6 long. The first call was not a take. See the difference? By the way, Tesla's a really nice example of the volume being the guide. So Tesla, we were selling when we approached S6 the first time. We were buying when we triggered the second time. So grabbing it here now that we had shown that we were buying makes this position a lot better. The highlighted pink area? Over here is pre-market, like this peach area. And then to the top side, you get your profit target. Like if I was long Tesla, I'd be going for all the way up here today. Like a real, if it really gets moving, you could hold this almost all day if it works. But I mean, it's a really lovely buy signal. Camarilla pivots, support lines. This is my personal Camarilla equation, my personal calculation method of it using my time frames. So it's been coded into Trading View. So this is like my trading system, basically. Bitcoin. Microbit. My hit rate on this is not abysmal. It's a good ticker, but look how it's respecting. Look how it's underneath this uptrend, and it's just having so much trouble buying it. It's still a good hold, though. It's just going to be an annoying one if it works. These big orders like 500 on the bid on NQ at the top of a range. What is that? Probably institutional sellers or buyers. Tesla, why did you buy long? I didn't buy long. But you could have bought long if you took the call, but I didn't buy long. But it is a long. But I don't buy trends, right? Or especially sideways means there is no trend. So I prefer ranges in this aspect. Oh man, micro Bitcoin looks horrible. The volume coming in here is really nasty. Of course, it only breaks IB low like 2 out of every 10 days, and I'm going to be in it when it does it. Goofball. So my stop is sitting just here below low of day. I'll only lose a few $100 if it goes below it. I didn't go heavy risk because it's micros. I only took 15 on micros. So I'm only risking like maybe $300 on this one. But it shouldn't sweep this low. If it sweeps this low, then it's just like it's really killing the stats. 1, maybe 2 trades a day on average, Ashish. So what I found personally is that what most traders do, if you go through your stats, like go through the last 6 months of your stats, and what you'll notice as you're going through your stats is that the vast majority of your winners come from only a few select days every single month. And that the rest of your days every month are really just spent working with very little result. You either lose money or you break even. So in the beginning, my initial goal as kind of a newer trader was to gain a high hit rate. And then I recognized that even with a high hit rate, I didn't really make a lot of money. So I started going for a higher reward rate and lowering my hit rate to compensate. Once I got my reward rate in the proper place, like I was always generically making 4R, 5RR, maybe even more off of my winners, I then started going into looking at things like, I then started going in and looking into things like, how can I get rid of my losing days? Right. And that's really when I've been, that's really where my edge came from. And so one of the things that I did or my additional part of my profiting edge came from. So one of the things I started doing to help with that is by limiting the number of trades I'm even willing to take. Because what I noticed further than that, it was generically my first or my second trade almost always made my money. It was very rare that the third or the fourth trade would end up making it. Right now for stats TradeZella, the indicators that I use for futures are mine. So they're the Camarilla pivot plays they're coded by BruzzX, but they're mine based upon my system in my book. And I don't use visual order books as much these days as I have, because a lot of the instruments I trade aren't available on Atlas yet. But if I'm going to use one, Atlas is definitely my preference. Let's look. APLD. I would not. So based on my indicators, APLD is not a long today. It's a short. And I would be looking to play short down to 25.50 today. Now you're above S4, so you can't go short now. You actually would need to lose S4, but since it's a lower narrow range, if it goes under S4 and offers back, I would be looking to short S4 down to ATR low. I use my own money and prop accounts. I use both. Like some of my trades I'm taking, you can see I take them on my, like right here, you can see this is my, you can see right here. Ah, why did you go over there? Wrong screen. Right, you can see here that this right here is any trades I'm taking on this screen are in my Interactive Brokers live account. So this is a real account with my real money in it, right? But I also take trades like the MBT one that I'm in, right? These are happening with the funded account. I also have a Trade of It personal account that I can trade with also. It's actually through Ninja Brokerage. and then I use a copy trader to copy them in. Stinking MBT. So APLD, yeah. So APLD, I'd prefer to short it because it's selling and that's the range it's in. If I was going to long it at any point in time, the only time it would have to be all the way near 25.87 to be a possible long for me. ES is in a really interesting spot. ES might be a really fun short here in a minute. The problem with it is it's a wide range, but we opened too low to be long today back to the middle. And we're really struggling to continue to buy, and we're under R4, under S4. So if we went short, the play would be short down to like S6, but it would be like a non-standard play, but you could certainly do it. I love how we maxed out our buyers and then offered higher also. How's our Bitcoin looking? How to trade live with me? So there's a couple ways that you can do that. One of them is through P Capital trading. So you've heard of kind of the P Capital boot camp situation, right? So so I trade live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays with them. I also have my own my book, Shiraz, is where if you want all the rules, it's all put together in my book. Everything about how I look at the market, how I take the trades, all of that stuff's in there. So yeah, Tesla. Yeah, so I trade with P Capital. I also have my own mentoring group that I work with folks in. And that is a combined group with me and Dr. Vanessa Charland. We do work in that group together, and it's kind of our goal to to kind of change the kind of shift the paradigm in the way traders teach on kind of a more direct way. So which is a lot of fun. So you can work with me privately through there, one-to-ones, or you can do all of that. So, but if you want to trade live with me in the mornings, P Capital is the best place to do that. And then I trade every day here from 11 to 12. Tesla still looks like a long. We're still buying, and we're still in a buying range off of S6. So Tesla still looks fun. Micro Bitcoin is being such a tease right now. That's interesting. My system definitely would work with a funded broker. It's just a little more tricky during the evaluation period. You have to basically trail your stops. So it takes you a little bit longer because you're going to end up getting more 2R and 3R moves. But you have to take a little while to build them up. Once you're no longer evaluating, you don't have the trailing stops. So you don't have to worry about it. Which book? Google book? Ooh, we got 2 books out of this one. Must have double clicked. Google's book looks pretty bearish right now. It's got lots of orders to the downside. I mean, the ES looks like it's gonna sell. Google looks bearish. The ES, let's like look at the ES book real quick, or the NQ book. Let me get ES. All right, let's see here. Actually, you know, we've brought in some decent, no wonder we squeezed. We had these orders to the top side, 67, 72. And that's basically right where we went to and died. So we did distribute off of those orders. So 67, 72. Let's go to ES. So you can see 67, 72 is right there. So you can kind of see what happened, right? This is the great thing about using the visual order book, right? You can say, okay, there was 2 really large orders to the top side here and here. So this is why the market couldn't go any higher. So if we're going to go up, we need to generate enough buying volume, and we're actually starting to sell right now. So we actually have to going to generate more buying volume to go buy those. So this is why you could kind of expect a rollover here, because we had a strong amount of buying leading into the order, but then not buying through the orders. As we went up and through them, we really deviated. So now we failed. We'll probably have to go distribute lower, then come back up and buy more. MBT. What are you doing today, MBT? Oh, come on. At least I feel good about I picked the right spot on this thing, right? Whether it works or not. I mean, whether it works or not, at least it's responding to the level. The market looks like it's going to try and buy. We just got a lot of buying to come into the market. Not on Bitcoin or micro Bitcoin, but into like ES and NQ. See, we're above S4. So this is why if you're going to short, you have to be under. Because when you're above, it's sketchy. Trying to see if there's anything else interesting. Yeah, SPY's being a little tricky. I think it's because it's on a wider range. Jason, thank you. We need more rocket emojis. Like YM was right off of S4. God, do you remember when that was like actually a thing, Jason? When I first started trading, that was really a thing, man. Like people would put the rocket emojis in and they were like, here goes the thing to the moon. But I mean, it did go to the moon. So, I mean, facts. I'm still just in MBT. Hey, keep those rocket emojis coming, Jason. That helped a little bit, I think. Maybe it still works. So, indeed. How was your week, Jason? Kind of slow in the chat on Friday. Everyone kind of already, we had the drawing, we've had the trading. Everyone's kind of tired. We exhausted. We ready for a weekend, people? What are we doing for the weekend? $340, right on. I mean, it definitely has been kind of choppy. Salsa dancing? That's awesome. I've done that before. I was not great at it, but it was a lot of fun. I think it's really important, like, chat about this for a sec. I think it's really important when you're a trader to have other sources of entertainment beyond trading. I think what happens a lot with traders, and this is a really big issue I've had with a couple of me and my buddies actually that are like kind of more successful down the road, I guess, if you want to call it that, is what happens is like you make $100 for the first time in a day and it's amazing. But instantly the next day, $100 no longer makes you happy anymore. It's like, but it's not greedy. It's just like, it's just the way it works. Like you start to make $100 day after day after day after day, and it's just kind of like, okay, 100 is great. I wanna push more, right? So, but then you make 200, and then 200 is not okay, and then 300 is not okay, and then 500. It's just every time you hit a new tier, it really loses the, for lack of better, like the dopamine. Like it really just kind of dies fast. So I find in order to be a good trader, it really helps to have other things that you do. Like, it's like Andrew climbs mountains and does the kind of like stuff that he does because he uses these other high, octane things to kind of give him that buzz in life that he needs so that when he comes to trading, he doesn't need the thrill from his trading. Because if you need the thrill from your trading, it's kind of like being in like a really good relationship for a while. You know what I mean? Like you've been with the same person for a really long time. So even if they are still doing the same things they've always done, the amount of dopamine you get from those actions is lower, right? So you start to really like, people take other people for granted very easily. And you're like, yeah, but I've been doing the same thing like for 20 years. Why is that like not good enough now? And the answer is it's not good enough now because it's the same thing you've been doing for 20 years. Like they want something new. They want you to, to grow or make things. But this does not necessarily create a better relationship any more than it creates a better trader. Like once you find your trading style, the best thing you can do is anchor into it and use it. But what will happen is that will become boring whether you're winning or losing. So by having other things you do, like for this weekend, what are you going to do this weekend? Go to the beach, go ride a bike, go running, hang out with friends, hang out with loved ones, go see a movie. Like you got to make sure that you have passions outside of trading that you can lean into so that especially when trading gets boring for a while, like you get into a drawdown period where you're not having lots of trade opportunities, you're not feeling a dopamine suck or a dopamine burn while you're sitting in your desk every day. Like you come in here, another big issue with a lot of traders, right, is when you trade, you come into trading and you say, I'm going to be a day trader, and you use that as a occupational title, not a time frame in which you do your occupation. Right? You say, because I'm a day trader, I need to trade every day. But that's not actually how day trading works. Day trading just means you day trade from 9:30 to 4. Right? That's what a day trader does. Right? Just because you just because you are a day trader doesn't mean you need to trade every day, right? I'm glad I didn't trade today. I'm sick as a dog. No dopamine can help me right now. Yeah, Eric. I mean, that's the thing though. Staying in tune with you and like what's going to be a good performance for you, right? If you're not feeling well and you're sick, it's very unlikely that you're going to perform at peak, right? I did not trade yesterday, Resilient. I took no trades yesterday because there are no good setups, and I'm in one trade today. I took one trade on Tuesday, which you all saw if you were here. That was a really lovely one. So I really enjoyed that. So but that one trade, that one day made my entire week. So I probably only take of this entire month so far, I think I have 4 trades on the month. 2 of them, maybe 3 of them are going to be losers. 1 of them is a winner, right? But that winner made enough money to pay for almost my entire month, right? So I don't need a lot of winners in order for me to be effective. I just trade during the daytime, which is why I'm a day trader. And MBT is being very annoying. It just will not do what I was hoping it would do today. But again, I had a nice short that I took after hours yesterday for a bit of a swing. I don't swing a lot, but when I see what I like, I'm willing to take an overnight position on something. So I made a little money off of that also. I do not trade stocks. No, not really at all. I trade almost entirely futures. And especially because in the end of May, we're supposed to see single stock equity futures come to the market, according to CME. So I will look forward to playing stocks again after the futures for those settle a bit. I think that'll be a lot of fun. How do you resist not taking trades during your early trading career? I did not, Resilient Trader. I overtraded quite a bit. I have come a long way in my trading career. I've been trading for the better part. I've been trading since 2000 and the end of 2017, early 2018. So I've been trading for the better part of a decade now. And I can tell you the trader that I am today is nowhere near the trader I was when I started trading. I blew up my first account. Oh yeah, sure. Futures. I only trade futures. So my swing was futures. It had a stop on the entire time. So if it had went above R3, I was going to lose, I was going to lose $1,000 on it. So I risked $1,000 taking 2 NQ contracts short with the loss of R3. since it was a lower narrow range and I knew we had what would likely be bad news coming out, I figured it was pretty reasonable to short for a breakdown today. I closed it out right before the open. Yeah, well, but it's hard to not overtrade, and you really shouldn't worry about it either, though. As a beginner, your goal is not to make money. Your goal is to learn how to trade, right? So think about like this is like a sports paradigm, right? How do you get good at throwing a football? Eric, or how do you get good at throwing a football? What do you need to do in order to get good at throwing a football? No, I do not swing the trade if it doesn't hit my profit target. Like on the trade I took yesterday, I completely exited my day trade and then took it by throwing it a million times. Yeah, exactly. You got to keep throwing it over and over and over again. So in the beginning, when you're throwing it over and over again, do you care if that football hits its target? Or are you just working on the mechanics of how to throw a football? Right? You're really just working on the mechanics of how to throw a football. Right? Throwing it over and over and over. Hey, MBT popping again. You throw it over and over again. But is it helpful in the beginning when you're throwing the football over and over again to sit there and have a pen out and mark every single time it hits versus every single time it doesn't? Not really. Right? Not really. Right? What you want to do is whenever it hits the target, you stop. So like, let's say you're taking a trade and that trade works. Stop. What was it about this trade that worked? Like, why did I throw the football this time? And when I threw it, it went right into the guy's breadbasket. Right? What happened here? Right? Oh, well, this worked because we had this kind of news this day. We had this kind of catalyst. We were in this kind of a range. We made this kind of a pattern. Oh, okay. So that's what made it work. Okay. So it worked. So now you start saying, well, let me try and reproduce that throw again. Okay. Wow. When I put my hand on the laces, gripped further back on the ball like I did that one time, it really stayed truer. Okay, that's good, right? So what are you going to do every time now? I'm going to hold the laces this way on the back. Okay, good. Now what? Right? And so that's really where you start. But in the beginning, you just need lots of trades because you need to desensitize to the market and just build it. But in the beginning, don't worry about your trades. Like, I wouldn't recommend taking too many trades because you're going to build some habits. But, taking a few trades a day, kind of regardless of outcome, who cares? Because you're just learning to throw the ball, right? Once you get like better at throwing the ball where you're consistently hitting more winners, okay, now when I throw the ball, I'm hitting like maybe, and you can just go for 1R targets here. Okay, now every time I throw the ball and I'm going for 1R, I hit that target 80% of the time. Okay, so because 1-to-1s at 80% is still not a viable profiting strategy, right? You're still not going to make enough money, right? So now you start going, okay, so now that I'm hitting 80% at 1-to-1s, I know I can throw the ball. I know when I get my entry, I'm more likely to hit a target than not hit a target. Now, how do I start improving the technique so I can throw the ball further and quicker? And and what other kind of things do I need to put in place so that I can do those things? And then you start expanding. Okay, well, if I go for 2R or 3R or 4R, or I start going for the level, does this happen with the way I'm throwing, with this? And then you can start dialing that into that level. Then once you're there, you start worrying about the actual statistics of how many times, so like now that you're Tom Brady, right, and you're standing out on the field, you're now the lead quarterback for the football team. Now we're going to start caring about your stats, right? So it seems like every time it's third and 3, right? This happens, right? Because that's the statistics. But until you have consistency in application, it's impossible to start really tracking statistics. So you start off in trading just by becoming consistent in the way you throw, right? And then you start working on how to enhance that. Then after you get a little further along, like where I kind of feel like I'm at now, right? Now what happens is now for me, more the endeavor is really just not taking trades at all. Like I really can't make any more money on my winning trades, right? If I'm in a trade that has like a daily ATR of, $300, I'm probably getting, or 300 points, I'm probably getting 250 points out of that 300 points on my trades right now. Right? There's really no, you need to go for 1R in the beginning, right? To get that hit rate up. After that, then you start pushing out where can I get, and then you start going for how do you make more money, right? But in the beginning, it's just about the hits, right? But for me, like I'm at a point where I really can't make much more money intraday, right? Unless I start adding into positions, and I'm not going to do that, right? So now I'm scaling leverage, right? That's how I make more money. And I keep kind of pushing that over and over again. And that's kind of the direction I'm heading in now. But the best way I'm actually making more money today is actually by not trading, right? I've noticed as I go back through my months, right, that of my months, the vast majority of my winners clump into maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 days out of every month. Right. So even though I do make money on many of the other days, the vast majority is coming from the few and in between. Right. So now what I'm working on is making sure that I'm only taking opportunities that really make a lot of sense to me. Right. So that way, like again, yesterday I took no trades. The day before, I took one trade that was a loser. The day before that, I had a really big winner. Right. The day before that, I took one trade that was a loser. Right. So today I have one trade, and I don't know. It's not looking amazing. I mean, statistically, it's on my side, right? I have the IB stat helping me. We did break high of day after 10:30, so that's nice. It has tried to go through the low a couple of times and has held it, but we're still under the uptrend, right? So we need to buy back above the uptrend, and then I'll maybe start feeling a little bit better. But right now, as you can see, we have this really obvious uptrend right now, and we are just barely sitting on top of this stinking thing right now. So like actually we're actually just underneath it in the price. So I really need us to, I would really like us to, to get back above that and then hold it. And if we could do that, this might turn into a really nice trade. But we had gotten above it before. We went all the way for the high of day, and when we broke high of day, we immediately got a seller there. So that stuffed us pretty badly, and we had to come all the way back down to the low. But we did not go through the low. So we'll see what happens. It's not looking amazing. Just ordered 3 books on, 2 by Andrew and 1 by Brian. How do they trade for a living? How to swing trade? Do I need all 3? How to swing trade, Carl? So 3 books, 2 by Andrew, 1 by Brian. How to day trade for a living and advanced techniques in day trading. So you're going to get a lot of how to day trade and advanced techniques, but they're not the same. So probably, since they're not overtly expensive, I would probably go ahead and keep the both. How to swing trade is completely different. Right? So that's a completely different resource by Brian. So that one's definitely standalone. And I won't take it personally that you didn't get a complete day trading system by Thor Young. So sad. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Oh my God. I'm sorry. If you got to at least make yourself laugh in this world. You know what I'm saying? And I do that quite well. I got the premium sub on TradingView. Not the whatever. There's one above it. I didn't do that one. I did the premium. A complete day trading system. Guilt trip. I would read the other ones though before. Actually, I would read the other ones before you get mine. Because mine is not a beginner's book. My book was more designed for the trader that has already tried a lot of other books, and then they're looking for the book that's going to tell them why the other books weren't working. Ah, thank you, Dave. You're amazing. How dare you skip Thor's book? Unbelievable. I love you people. Yeah, let's Tesla. I really like Atlas a lot, by the way, and I'm not just saying that because they pay me to say it. Although they technically don't pay me to say it. They pay me either way. I know, can you believe I wrote it in 2022? Isn't that amazing? It's been 4 years. Same trading system. Tesla looks pretty bullish. So Tesla right now, let's stretch this out a little bit. Like just see a couple minutes worth. So Tesla right now, you can see has really solid order structure up to 402 with very little order structure to the downside, significantly smaller orders to the downside. So for me, I'd say Tesla looks like a continuation to the long side right now. It looks much better here. You can see we have a much nicer ladder up to 402. Oh, look, NQ just ate that big order that was at 24,900. It's kind of where we thought it was going. Watch the waterfall potential off of this big order on NQ. And we're just going to ignore NBT for the rest of the day and just close it wherever it's at. This annoying thing. So you can see what's happening on the order book. Atlas is so helpful for this. So you can see see how we keep stopping right here at 24,900. See that? You get like let's go ahead and mark this with a level. I just want to show you guys something on how the market works off of the order book. So you can see like 24,900. Right? Let's see, move this up 24,900 and whatever, close enough. Look at that right there, right? So that's the level. And then look at Atlas. See how there's an order right here at 24,900? So if you ever ask yourself, like, why did we stop going up? What did we do? Right? That's why. We went up because there was a big order there, but we stopped going up because they took the entire order. So now if we're going to keep going up, we actually need to see more order structure. But notice our order structure to the top side is actually still fairly nice on NQ. Right? We don't have any big orders really to the downside right now. So NQ is actually looking fairly bullish in its order structure. Right? I asked them, oh, look, oh, there they are. Look at that big order. See how that big order came out? And as soon as it came out, the algo ran away from it and then came back up and bought it. That thing spooked that algo for a second. It came out and went, whoa, how big is it? And they went, okay, I'll take it. Bop. So now it's hanging out here, but you already know there was a big order at 24,900. Could it be an iceberg? Oh, no, look, right through it. No order there. Isn't that interesting? Look at the orders to the top side. That's fun. So you can kind of see how we have this bullish structure to the top side. But to the downside, very little orders. So this makes us look very strong right now. A good training source, inside Bearable Traders, Nathan has done a ton of material. I'd recommend any of his material. So like ES right now, you can see is still very bullish. I also have a lot of order book material in a lot of my presentations also. But look, ES has a really big order sitting to the downside at 67.50. So somebody wants to buy, and they want to buy a lot down there. So what's going to happen is we're likely going to come up and buy this order block to the top side. And then after we buy those, we will distribute and push the price back down so we can sell into that order. So this is why we have high of day here. Oh, it's way easier, Eric. Way easier. So I work with the team on Market Atlas. Like I have regular meetings with the dev staff, and I'm helping them, like, very limited. I take no credit, right? Andrew and them are really doing everything, but I do have regular meetings with them to go over what I'm seeing, right? And how we can best display this for people, because the idea is it's to get rid of like the same bloat most of these visual order books are too bloated. They just have way too much information in them, so they bog down your computer and they confuse the crap out of you, because it's iceberg indicators and bot finders, and it's just too much. Like, just show me the order book. So it's basically like taking the level 2 and then just kind of purely visualizing it but you can see, like, when I go to like load the book, look how fast it loads. Like, watch Google. It's already going, right? Like that fast. If I go over to Tesla, look how fast it's running. And we had some updates too recently. So it auto aggregates now. So if you zoom in, as you zoom in and get closer to the book, it'll automatically switch your aggregation level. So right now you can see that Tesla, right, has a better level 2 up to 402. But look, they're bringing in orders on the ask above the price right now. So that's what's holding this down. But you can kind of see, though, that overall, oh, look, there's an order to the downside. Watch it go eat this order. See how it does that? All right, so we just shifted because we ate that order. And look, there's more orders to the downside. Look how there's a big void above. So very little buy orders coming in. But if you see buy orders start coming in here, then like there, you can see that we're actually gaining. People are buying because that person bought and then threw out a profit target. But if that order comes off, that means that person probably stopped out. So you can really start to read the book and kind of get an idea of what makes sense as far as like the directional move. Like now Tesla looks like in the short term, it might even drop down to 399.50. Even here when we're buying, they're not letting these buys go to the order book, and we don't have enough order structure right above the price. So, but the order structure can change. So this allows you to kind of keep an eye on the market and whether we're buying or selling. So that's very fast. I normally look at it more like around here. Like so you can see like maybe like a minute or two. There you go. See how that looks? So right now it looks like to me we're going to go down to this large order to the downside because there's very little order structure to the top side. But it is very fast, right? So, and I like using this, like on Google, for instance, right? Google, look how Google looks quite bearish right now. Lots of selling with big orders and more order density to the downside, right? So if you go to Google, watch Google. We're in a buying range on Google, so it would be a tough sell, but it looks like it wants to sell, and look, we are selling, right? So for me, Google would look like it would be a short right now more than it would be a long. Unlike micro Bitcoin, which is a go nowhere. All right, so talk about it. Can I just like complain about trend lines for a minute and why they work so stinking well and how annoying it is? So one of the knocks against this micro Bitcoin position that I took was that when Dr. V was analyzing this in the morning, we very easily identified this uptrend on micro Bitcoin here. Right. So, and then you go back and you look and look what's been screwing with my position ever since I got into it. Wick, right? Through it, wick to it. I mean, can we just like buy this trend already and just do this? Like, how rude. So, oh well. We know why we're having trouble at least. So we got a couple minutes left. So I want to talk about next week. Next week, we should have our Dr. V back on Wednesday. So for Wednesday, I'd like to collect some questions. So next week on Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to be collecting some questions for her. That way, when we come to the show, we're going to start trying to make Wednesdays a little bit more informative and a little bit more interview less. Wednesdays are going to be a big day. Like if you're really into like the live trading aspect and calling trades and having trades called, Wednesdays are probably not going to be a good day for you, right? But if you really like psychology, like from a PhD, like doctor of psychology, who's going to come in and and really answer questions and talk about real topics with real scientific basis behind them, that's really going to be more the audience I'm going to be targeting on that particular segment. So my apologies if that's not your thing, just kind of a heads up. But then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to try and keep those technical. And then maybe Mondays and then maybe Fridays, I'm going to try and get my buddy Nathan back in here pretty soon. He's just been really busy. So I hope everybody has enjoyed this week with me and having a lot of fun, some really good trading and some great stuff. Had some big days, had some mediocre days. So I'll look forward to seeing you all next week. And we will see about that. So I hope you all have a great rest of your trading day. And as always, people, keep it green. Blink. Much love. I'm early on my rollout by like a few seconds. Roll it out.